School Game of the Week is presented by Harper, Evans, Wade, and Nedemeyer and made possible through a partnership between the networks of Mid-Missouri, CPS Athletics, the Columbia Area Career Center, and these fine sponsors.
Greetings from Rockbridge High School, where tonight the Rockbridge Bruins host the Park Hill South Panthers in the opener of the 2023 high school football season. The word for the weather, hot. Obviously, we've pushed the game back an hour, and it's still hot as these two clubs get set to do battle. And Micah Wright, last year, maybe one of the better games of the year for Park Hill South against Rockbridge as they pulled off the big win in North Kansas City, 34-17. This year, the Rockbridge Bruins trying to even the score.
That's right, and you know that they're thinking back to week one of last year where they were on the road, that is Rockbridge was, and they really got blown out. A kind of a surprising game looking back on how the seasons turned out for both teams. These teams are both really good. Second place in their respective districts. It's going to be a fun. You got to believe the Rockbridge Bruins are out for blood to avenge that week one loss last year.
It was definitely a thorn in their side, but what a year Rockbridge did turn out after that was said and done, as they went 9-3. They couldn't get by DeSmet in that district championship match, and of course the Park Hill South Panthers couldn't get past Liberty North in their district championship game. But what a run for both ball clubs. But a new coach for Park Hill South.
Yeah, that's right. Justin Ponce in his first year. After being an assistant for 9 years, you know he's eager to man this football team and really just build off of what he helped build as an assistant and taking over as the head man. High aspirations for this Park Hill South football team.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, those 9 years was with Park Hill across town, across the district, as an O-line coach there. But should be a terrific matchup. And a lot of talent on the team, too. D1 players on both sides of the football for both teams.
That's right, and there's a lot of talent on both sides of the ball for both of these teams. And I think Rockbridge maybe lost a little less. It doesn't mean that they aren't going to be missing those great playmakers they had last year. But I think we're going to find out who's going to step up on both sides of the ball for these teams here early and establish their identity.
They are currently introducing the captains at midfield. Our referee, Craig David, is got the results from the coin toss. And let's take a look here. It looks like Rockbridge has won the coin toss and elected to receive the football. So Rockbridge's offense is featuring Sam Kaiser, headed to Harvard. Kaiser, 6'5", 220-pound senior, threw for 1,600-plus yards a year ago. His favorite target will probably be Drayvon Seaman, a 5'8", 155-pound junior, either with a handoff or with a pass, because he can catch it as well. Devin Holt, a transfer from Hickman, will be a wide receiver. Riley Rolwing will be a receiver for the Rockbridge Bruins. And the utility guy, Cooper Myers, who can do everything, will be the H-back.
Yeah, quite the tandem back there with Myers and Seaman. We'll see them being the two guys getting the ball the most, I think, out of this backfield.
Jackson Kendall, J.R. Little, Noah Sondelmeyer, Lucas Roberts, and Senator DeVoe will be the Carter DeVoe will be the men up front. We'll see a three-man front from the Park Hill South Panthers. Kairos Martin, considered to be one of the top defensive ends in the state, will be one end. The other end is Richmond Wilson. Xavier Freckleton will be the nose, and then the linebackers, Kadeen Sabri, along with Mason Wright and Kyle Brown, and they'll use a five-man secondary, including Marcel Milner, Zayshawn Bonexy, Carter Strom, Javius Smith, and Deontay Wells. And we'll see Wells and Smith on a lot of different roles here throughout the course of the night.
Yeah, Javius Smith, keep an eye out for him at corner. Tough matchup for any receiver facing him tonight. And Kyrus Martin, who you mentioned, such a talented senior, 6 sacks, over 60 tackles last year. Expect an even bigger season from him this season.
Set to kick it off as an All-American as well, and Mason Love. He's a terrific punter, considered one of the top in the nation at this level, and headed to South Carolina as he's got it towed up. And the Bruins send two receivers deep, And we expect going deep for Rockbridge, Seaman and Myers. And we'll double check that as this ball is booted deep, high, end over end, and there will be no return as Rockbridge will take over at the 20-yard line as we're officially now underway here in 2023. Craig David is the referee, Matthew Lucas the umpire, Brent Bernhardt is the headline judge, Patrick Rebus is the back judge, and the other line judge is Jeff Reynolds. As the Bruins bring out their offense, and Rockbridge sends a pair of receivers wide right in Holt and Seaman. Empty backfield for Sam Kaiser. You look over a four-man front. We look for this to be a defensive battle here tonight. Twin receivers wide to the left as well for the Bruins. Decked out in either dark green or black jerseys. As Stephen Williams now will line up in the backfield to the left of the Harvard-bound Kaiser. And Williams gets a handoff, breaks a tackle on the edge, and out to about the 26-yard line for a nice gain on the first play from scrimmage here in 2023. Pickup of 6. Deontay Wells made the stop for Park Hill South. Park Hill South a year ago allowed 29 points a game, and that might have been one of their downfalls. And they had an up-and-down game season, really. They got hot and then cooled off. Back to throw Kaiser, rolls right. Now will tuck it and forced out of bounds for about a 1-yard loss. And a nice open field stick to take Kaiser out of bounds. This is a physical Park Hill South ball club as Mason Wright got the tackle.
Yeah, great pursuit by Mason Wright there. Sam Kaiser is a dual threat quarterback, and he'll not run it a ton, but when he does, he's pretty dangerous. And great play by Wright there in pursuit.
Year ago, Wright picked up 214, or rather, Kaiser picked up 214 yards rushing. Slot right, slot left, wing to the left. Kaiser back to throw. Here comes pressure. And Kaiser in trouble. Avoids one tackler, skips away from another one. Sets up, throws deep. He's got a wide open receiver. It's caught by Rolling. Rolling at the 35, to the 20, to the 10. Touchdown, Rockbridge. And Sam Kaiser made that play happen, avoiding a sack as he whipped that one downfield for 75 yards for the score.
My goodness, Sam Kaiser making the play up on his own. What a play, avoiding not one but 2 sacks and making it happen. What a play from the future Harvard quarterback, Sam Kaiser.
Catch made by Riley Rolling. He had 2 catches last year, 1 touchdown. He's just matched that. And now Scardina will try to attempt the extra point. The snap's back in. The kick's good. And the Rockbridge Bruins, in less than a minute, have put 7 on the board. And a big play. Sam Kaiser completes it to Riley Rolling, who is just a 5'11 junior. But there were 2 receivers open in that secondary.
Yeah, and Kaiser, his escapability, it's impossible for the corners to really cover that long, and they think the play's over and they have a sack, and the receivers did a great job of getting open, and Rolling just found an opening on the sideline and took it the rest of the way, showing off his speed down the sideline.
The physicality of Kaiser, though, I think is what really stood out on that play. There were 2 fellas that had him in their sights and could not make the stop.
Yeah, 6'5", 220, definitely not easy to bring down Sam Kaiser. And unbelievable play.
3-play drive. It took 80 yards, and they covered 80 yards and score on a 75-yard touchdown pass play. And now the Bruin defense, which I thought looked stellar in the Jamboree, will now get its opportunity. Marcel Milner goes deep for the Panthers along with Javius Smith as return men. And Scardina will be the kickoff guy. Took 54 seconds.
Scardina set the kickoff for the Bruins. Deep to the Panthers. Number 2, Javius Smith. Number 22, Marcel Milner.
And Scardina drives this one. deep into the end zone and no return there. We may not see a return on kickoffs all night.
I was going to say,
we got two of the best kickers in the business.
It's an early show-off between these kickers. Is not often you see, especially in high school, 2 touchbacks to start off the game.
The quarterback for the Panthers is Drew Polakovich. Polakovich played against Rockbridge last year, then was sidelined midseason with an arm injury, and is now returned. I think he actually got some action in towards the end of the season last year, as he lines up 2 to the left, 2 to the right, and looks like Linsonby is to his right in the backfield as they work out of the gun. Rockbridge showing a 4-man front. And a pass in the flat, incomplete, intended for Tyler Flowers. Flowers was open, but Polakovich's pass a little high.
Yeah, timing just a touch off there. Overthrew him slightly, but expect Polakovich to be really impressive tonight. As you know, he's eager to play this season after missing a lot of last year.
And Polakovich sends Dunaway wide to the left, and wide to the near side is Palubi. Rockbridge showing blitz. Here comes the blitz. The handoff goes to Linsonby, and Linsonby is stopped for very little gain. The Bruins brought up the safety. That defense for Rockbridge, led by Grayson Crutchlow, who made that tackle. Crutchlow, one of the linebackers at 6'4", 220 pounds. Last year, 139 tackles. 4 for losses. 3rd and 9. Again, the Bruins bring pressure. And Polakovich avoids it and is able to get rid of it. Throws it way out of bounds, and it's a 3-and-out for the Panthers of Park Hills South. The Bruins crashed with Spencer Irvin, the linebacker. Irvin was one of the other Bruise brothers from a year ago with 161 tackles. Actually led this team with tackles. 10 of them were for losses.
Yeah, he's quite the player, and Bruins showing pressure early on that drive. Really all 3 plays, and the second down run, just stuff them up front, and then they're on 3rd and 9.
Cullen Snow goes deep to return the punt of the All-American punter, Mason Love. He could be punting down the street for South Carolina someday. That's where he intends to go. They want to reset the play clock. 7-0 Bruins. 75-yard touchdown strike from Kaiser to Rolling. What a run, though, by Rockbridge.
Perfect start.
I was just thinking, playing at home compared to on the road. And Love's punt is a little bit on the short side for his standards, but he gets a great roll. And it rolls all the way down inside the Rockbridge 30-yard line, down to about the 26. Fantastic punt by Mason Love. But, you know, that was returnable by an up back.
Just didn't want to take the chance there. And not sure if that was intentional by Love to punt it that short, but he got the bounce, and unbelievable punt from the future South Carolina Gamecock.
53 yards on that punt. Greg Wren's our statistician, so if you don't like the numbers, blame him. I'll get you his text here in our email address. You can shoot it to him. Our spotter tonight, Rob Parker. John Hook keeps everybody in line, the producer, engineer. Game 1 of 9 scheduled here in 2023. Williams in the backfield, back to throw. Kaiser, he wants to go deep over the middle, and Seaman hauls this one in on the dead run. Open field tackle made by Milner to save a touchdown, as Seaman got a step on Milner and hauled it in over the shoulder. What a catch by the junior, Dre Seaman. A year ago, Seaman had 44 catches for 527 yards, and here come the Bruins in high gear, 34-yard reception.
Sam Kaiser throws a bullet right in time for Seaman, who really just ran himself open. Such a quick player. Unbelievable play, as Marcel Milner wasn't in bad position. He just got beat to the football by the very talented Dre Seaman.
Cooper Myers lines up on a wing, and now timeout called as we've got a break here at Rockbridge High School. The Bruins off and running. They lead Park Hill South 7-0.
On the go, stay in the know with the ABC 17 News app.
It's your first alert to breaking news, weather, and traffic impacts. Instant access to live video on the scene with updates in real time.
I'm gonna go ahead and step out of frame so you guys can see what we're seeing right now.
So no matter where you are, you'll always know the big stories happening right now.
Download the ABC 17 News app from the App Store or Google Play today. ABC 17 News. Get the app, get the alert.
Timeout called by the Rockbridge Bruins. They lead the Panthers of Park Hill South by a score of 7-0. Last year, Rockbridge, a win away from capturing Class 6 District 2 and a date to the semifinals. Same thing, though, for the Park Hill South Panthers.
Upset win for them against Staley last year. Shootout 50-40, and that jump-started this program, I think.
Kaiser hands it off to Seaman in the backfield, and Seaman scrambles for about 3 yards off left tackle. Seaman was stopped on the play by Karos Martin.
We'll see a lot from Martin. It's the D-end. Had a great year last year, only got better in the offseason. Long, lanky kid who will fly around the field.
Seaman right, Williams left. Panthers showing blitz. Cooper Myers in that backfield for the Bruins. And Myers gets the call, dodges a tackler, drags another tackler inside the 30 down to about the 29-yard line. Nice run by Cooper Meyer, the 5'8", 200-pound senior. Meyer ran the ball 60 times a year ago for 332 yards, caught this time by Karis Martin.
Cooper Myers is really the thunder to Dre Seaman's lightning. Such a bruising back, even though he's not necessarily the biggest running back. He just really runs tough and hard, and it's so fun to watch.
Gets 5 yards every time they give him the ball. And this time they go to Seaman, and Seaman caught at the line of scrimmage. No gain, maybe a loss of a yard, and it's going to be 4th down.
I think that play
Xavier
call,
Feckleton made the stop.
That play call definitely tells us that they're going for it, which should not be a surprise. This be quite the long field goal, even though Scardina is a great kicker.
4th and about 4 from the 30 of Park Hill South. Kaiser wants to throw, fires it near sideline. It's incomplete. Tight coverage, and that was provided by Javius Smith, who had 70 tackles a year ago to lead this club.
Yeah, Smith is one of the leaders of this defense, and I'm not sure I like the play call there, going deep on 4th and about 3.5 or 4 yards they needed to get. I just didn't like the deep route concept there, but Kaiser gave his receiver a chance.
So the Panthers forced the turnover on downs, and now Park Hill South gets the football for the second time as Polakovich has a wing to his right and Linsenby. Twin receivers to the left. Slot to the right. We're getting close to the midway juncture of this first quarter, and there will be mandatory water breaks on this hot night. It was about 94 degrees when they kicked it off here at Rockbridge. That's not on the turf. That's everywhere else. It's probably 100 on the turf. Polakovich takes the snap, looking to his right, throws incomplete. Kind of rushed that throw. The intended receiver in the near flat was Chance Taylor, a sophomore.
Yeah, Polakovich just looks a little tight here early, off timing. He's off with his timing and just seems to be rushing every throw. I think it's going to take a little bit for him to settle in, maybe some first game jitters is what we're seeing so far.
Flowers to the right. Rockbridge brings up a linebacker. They rush 4. They give the ball to Linsenby, and he stood up at the line of scrimmage. He might have gouged out two as Grayson Cutchlow left his card. He makes the stop.
Quite the tackle there from Cutchlow, filling the gap. And
good spot, huh?
Yeah,
3 yards.
Pretty generous. Cutchlow really pile drived him there. Already got 2 or 3 tackles so far. We'll see a lot from him as well.
Taylor in a slot to the left. 3rd down conversion for the Panthers, staring right at him. Bruins bring an end. Back to throw Pakovich, and he runs out of bounds. Good coverage in the secondary by the Bruins.
Yeah, great coverage all across the board. And that rollout play, they were looking to get something open on the far sideline and nothing doing, and another 3 and out for the Panthers.
So 6 plays, no first downs to this point for the Panthers. And look for Mason Love to boot this one. Snow goes deep for the Bruins. Snow is senior. Snaps a low one, and Love gets this one underway and gets another roll, and the Bruins don't want to fool with fielding it on a bounce, and it rolls inside the 15 all the way to about the 13-yard line with 6:46 to play here in the first quarter. Rockbridge leads 7-0 on a 75-yard touchdown pass. 57 yards on that punt. 2 punts are better than 50 yards now for Mason Love.
And if you're Cullen Snow, you got to go field that. That took about a 15, 20-yard bounce.
We've got a timeout. 6:46 to play, first quarter. Rockbridge 7 and Park Hill South nothing.
Oh, Bob. Hey, nice 4x4. Love the mag wheels and the sweet cherry bomb glass packs. What can I say? I put the nose in nosy neighbor. Oh, do I smell leather seats? That baby's got MCU Auto Loan written all over it. Their low rates and member bennies like fewer fees just keep on rolling. Hey, brah, let's go mudding. I know a good sloppy patch.
Missouri Credit Union. From the pig, for the people.
Wish you can swap out a D- for an A+? You can during the back-to-school swap at the Joe Machins family of dealerships. Bring your old car and swap it for a nicer, newer vehicle. Machins has over 1,000 new and pre-owned vehicles, over 18 brands and 10 dealerships, making Machins the largest volume dealer in Missouri. And we're giving more money for your old car today. Swap now at the Joe Machins family of dealerships or visit Machins.com. Joe Machins, part of the McClarty Automotive Group family.
Columbia Public Schools are on a mission, a never-ending quest to be the best school district in the state, and they're well on the way. With the help and support of their generous marketing partners, CPS has contributed over $1.8 million to Missouri State High School Activities Association programs. So how has it paid off? Nearly 40% of the student body in secondary school participate in athletics and activities, and you can be part of the mission too. Visit these websites today for all the details on how you can help CPS and get involved today.
Welcome back to the KZOU Game of the Week presented by the Networks of Mid-Missouri and Columbia Public Schools. I'm Tex Little alongside Micah Wright as we bring you Game 1 of 2023. The Bruins of Rockbridge with a 7-0 lead against the visitors of Park Hill South. And now Davidson at the quarterback position for Rockbridge takes the snap, and as he does, flags fly and they blow the play dead. And offside against the defense. What do they call that? Encroachment on the high school level?
I think so.
We're having problems with Craig David's microphone. Otherwise, we would bring him to you live. But I guess the heat got the gremlins up and running. As Brady Davidson, a 6'5", 191-pound junior, takes the snap. He'll keep it, looking for a block, trying to get outside. Davidson ridden out of bounds at about the 18-yard line. And no gain on the play.
For the Panthers, Deontay Wells.
Tackle made. By the end for the Panthers.
Bruins.
I think that was Rich Wilson on that play. So it's second down and another penalty marker. Well, Coach Matt Perkins, now in his second year here at Rockbridge, feels he has two quality D1 quarterbacks, and I agree with him. I mean, I don't think anybody will argue that a lot of people would like to have either one of these guys. And Davidson is the junior, but Davidson has kind of kept the door open for opportunities with his abilities and his competitiveness at practice. So he's going to get opportunities.
Yeah, and the fact that he's being trusted this early tells us how good of an offseason he had. And Sam Kaiser, as talented as he is, doesn't necessarily have the starting role.
Derek Young is in the backfield. Pass over the middle. That's caught for a first down by Cooper Myers. He breaks a tackle, across the 50 and down to the 44-yard line. Tackle made by Javius Smith. Otherwise, Cooper Myers was going to score. He was wide open over the middle. And, boy, Brady Davidson whistled one in there.
Yeah, I guess it was a zone coverage play there as Cooper Myers took it 49 yards on that completion. Another chunk play for the Bruins.
And a timeout called by the Panthers. They want to reorganize their defense. This look is confusing them. So with Rockbridge leading 7-0, we'll take a break.
On the go, stay in the know with the ABC 17 News app. It's your first alert to breaking news, weather, and traffic impacts. Instant access to live video on the scene with updates in real time.
I'm going to go ahead and step out of frame so you guys can see what we're seeing right now.
So no matter where you are, you'll always know the big stories happening right now.
Download the ABC 17 News app from the App Store or Google Play today. ABC 17 News. Get the app, get the alert.
Everybody talking about that pass completed by Brady Davidson to Cooper Myers. Myers last year had just 4 catches for 53 yards. He's got a catch tonight for 49. And we're midway through the first quarter.
What a luxury for this Bruin offense to have the running back and receiver threats they do with Seaman and Myers showing so early.
Now in motion for Rockbridge, a big tight end. And they get the ball to Seaman, who breaks a tackle and is ridden down at about the 36-yard line on a 1st and 10. And making the stop was Kadeen Sabri, another very fine defensive player for the Panthers of Park Hill South. Second down, 2. Last year, Brady Davidson was 34-65 for 481 yards. Threw 6 touchdown passes, also threw 6 picks. He made 4 catches last year as a receiver for 41 yards. Now a broken play. Davidson's in trouble in the backfield on 2nd and short. He's going to be dropped for about an 8-yard loss. They brought the kitchen sink.
Yeah, either Davidson or Seaman went the wrong way there, and I think it was Davidson. As soon as he turned to his left, he realized they ran into each other.
Well, quite a bit of a different look here for the Bruins. Garrett Essner is out there as a receiver. Meyer splits wide to the near side. Seaman wide right. Tight end to the right. I think that's Gray Fisher. Fisher almost in motion early. Davidson wants to fire, and it's incomplete. And I'm not sure Davidson and Cooper Myers were on the same page. And it's 4th down for Rockbridge. And a call here now for Matt Perkins. 4th down and 7 from the 40-yard line of Park Hill South.
Yeah, you got to think Coach Perkins likes what he's seen from his defense early, and actually
they're lining up for
a field goal.
57-yard attempt.
Wow.
Joey Scardina has got a reputation, but boy, this is a long, long attempt. No win. Snaps down, kicks up, and it is good. He drove it through. 57 yards. Joey Scardina, who was 3 of 7 in field goal attempts last year, nailed this one.
My goodness. Joey Scardina. I don't have the record book in front of me, but I believe that's a Rockbridge record for longest field goal.
57-yard field goal by the senior Scardina, who is, by the way, headed to West Point himself.
And between him and Mason Love, we already talked about these kickers and punters showing off for us, and Mason Love with a couple long punts, and now Scardina with a massive field goal.
You know, I was really looking for the fake. I really thought that we were going to see something like that.
Yeah, you can't help but think when you're attempting it that far. I mean, that's NFL range. Most NFL kickers struggle from 57. Unbelievable from Joey Scardina.
So the Bruins put 3 on the board, much to the thanks of Joey Scardina from 57 yards away.
And I wondered if they were going to attempt the 48-yarder when they instead went for the 4th and 4, the drive earlier, as he would have for sure made that kick, I guess, after hitting that 57-yarder. But
Smith and Milner go deep for Park Hill South. Rockbridge now with a 10-0 lead after that booming field goal. Now Scardina boots this one high and end over end. And that one is almost through the uprights, out of the back of the end zone, no return. A 47-yard drive for the Rockbridge Bruins. Took 6 plays, 1:51 seconds, as Joey Scardina boots a 57-yard field goal. Very, very impressive. 10-0. Rockbridge with the early lead here on the south side of Columbia. You know, Coach Perkins in his second year, trying to win his 10th game as a head coach of the Bruins. And they were the first Rockbridge team, last year's club, to win the CMAC. They are the defending conference champs.
That's right, and went undefeated, 6-0. Looking to do so this year again.
Dethroned the Helias Crusaders. Crusaders have lost 1 game in conference play, and that's to Rockbridge. And nowhere to run for the running back, Linsenberg. Nothing but black shirts there as Cutchlow, along with Norden, were there to make the stop. Crew Norden.
A lot of pressure here early from this Bruin front.
Well, thus far, Park Hill South has not picked up a first down. Trips now to the left. Polakovich has a running back to his right. Rockbridge bringing 4. Pass is complete in the flat. And a nice open field tackle. That one made by Cutchlow, who's all over the field. With the catch was Chance Taylor, his first catch of the night. It'll be 3rd down and 8. Well, they're behind the chains here in this first quarter.
And not much push from their O-line, and with Polakovich not completing much early, and they're trying to get him going with some short completions.
Flowers to the left, twin triple receivers to the right. And now the quarterback, Polakovich, keeps it, has a first down, and is stopped at about the 33-yard line. Coming up was Cullen Snow to make the stick, as Snow came up from that corner's position. And I tell you what, Polakovich almost didn't go down.
He lowered his shoulder there, delivered the blow. Great recognition, as that play was a designed rollout, and he immediately saw nothing where he was rolling out to his right, took it to his left, and picked up that first down and a little more.
1st and 10, Polakovich fires, and it's caught on the sideline. Nice catch with, I think it was Tyree Flowers with a catch, as he hauled it in on the far sideline. And it was almost picked at the same time. There was a gamble over there.
Yeah, Cullen Snow could have had a pick 6 if he was there a touch sooner.
Second and short.
Quite a bullet from Polakovic to be able to complete that one. And maybe that run will get him going a little bit.
Polakovic drops back to throw. Here comes pressure. He dumps it off to Linsenby. Linsenby's got a first down and more as he is tackled by Cutchlow, but not after a gain on the play of about 8 yards. And here come the Panthers. They have finally found some traction.
And I like what they're doing, mixing it up a little bit. As first couple drives, they really couldn't protect very well and faced a lot of pressure, and they're moving the pocket with some of those design rollouts and using as much of the field as they can, spreading out the Bruin defense.
Taylor wide to the left along with two other receivers. Popovich back to throw, wants to go deep, and it's incomplete. Good coverage on the corner by Bamer. Ben Bamer, a 6', 178-pound junior.
Yeah, not a bad throw from Polakovic, but Bamer is just in blanket coverage. As the junior did a nice job there.
When Polakovic let that go, I didn't know if he had room to get it in there, and they kind of made a play out of that. Trips left, twin receivers right, empty backfield. Bruins showing a four-man front. 2nd and 10. Polakovic looks right, now left, flushed out of the pocket, and will step up and throw. And what a catch on the sideline. And still on his feet. Down to the 5 and diving towards the goal line, down at the 1-yard line. And with that catch was Chance Taylor, the sophomore.
What a play by Polakovic.
46-yard gain.
Kept the play alive, didn't quite decide if he wanted to run or throw at the last second. Finds Chance Taylor, who did a tremendous job of getting open in the scramble drill. And I thought he got in there, but just need a few inches.
Full house backfield. Triple fullbacks to the right and running straight ahead for the score. Who took the snap? Was that Polakovic? I don't think it was.
I think it was
Dean
Sabri.
Sabri took the snap. We don't even have him listed as an offensive player.
He's the linebacker. I guess they just wanted a powerful runner there.
And it's suddenly a 10-6 game, and now Love comes on to try to tack on the extra point. He's kicking out of the hold of Aiden Wallace. He boots it through. As Wallace drives it, or rather Love drives it through. And it's a 7-10 ball game with 2:13 to play in quarter number 1. We'll take a quick timeout. Back with more in a moment.
Columbia Public Schools are on a mission, a never-ending quest to be the best school district in the state, and they're well on the way. With the help and support of their generous marketing partners, CPS has contributed over $1.8 million to Missouri State High School Activities Association programs. So how has it paid off? Nearly 40% of the student body in secondary school participate in athletics and activities, and you can be part of the mission too. Visit these websites today for all the details on how you can help CPS and get involved today.
2 minutes and 13 seconds to play in the opening quarter. Rockbridge 10, Park Hills South 7. As the Panthers come up with some big plays and a very impressive drive. Marched the ball 80 yards. A couple big pass plays, and then Kadeem Sabri scored from 1 yard away.
Drew Polakovic finally started to settle in and had a great drive there, using his legs, picking up the first down, and then using his legs to scramble and then throw to extend some plays, and it results in a touchdown.
Seaman and Minnis are deep for Rockbridge, and they have no business today, as that sailed over the back of the end zone and past the Bruin band.
I was going to say, those band members better be paying attention on kickoff.
That trombone maybe catching a kickoff.
But important drive there for the Panthers to really settle the whole team down and it's really, it wasn't a blowout or anything, but you just got the sense they were playing a little tight since they were struggling early, and to get it to 10-7 here in the early going was huge.
80-yard drive, 7 plays, 2 minutes, 45 seconds. Kadeen Sabri with the 1-yard touchdown run. Love added the extra point. Again, it took 2:45. Brady back out there. Brady Davidson at the controls for Rockbridge. Davidson wants to throw, flushed out of the pocket, steps up, fires, and it's incomplete. Cooper Myers was his intended receiver, and he drew coverage from Javius Smith. Pretty good matchup between those two.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And another scramble drill play, and Davidson had a tough throw to make, couldn't quite get it to Myers, but
they were nipping at his heels, weren't they?
Yeah, it's not easy to guard a guy as quick as Myers, and Javius Smith was right on him.
Brock Harmon was bringing some heat. The Bruins take the snap. This will be procedure as Davidson just throws it away. But they had man in motion. I think it's going to be an illegal shift. The Bruins really looked like they were all together and in pretty good harmony early part of this game offensively, and now all of a sudden they keep shooting themselves in the foot.
Yeah, 3 or 4 huge pass plays the first couple minutes, and so they declined the penalty to set up 3rd and long.
Myers checks back in. Checking out for the Bruins is Gray Fisher. Davidson sends twin receivers to the right, twin to the left, a wing to the left. And Brady now will keep it, looking for a block, caught from behind, and is brought down short of first down yardage. Making the tackle was Curtis Martin, and Martin was trying to take his head off and take the football away all at the same time.
Yeah, just such a talented player who I've already called his name quite a bit. Scary sight if you're a quarterback and you turn around and see Curtis Martin taking you down.
Davidson comes off the field. He looks like he might have taken a hit there. It's 4th down and 2. Rockbridge just brings back Kaiser, who is capable of punting. And he's going to pass on 4th and call it 2.5, and it's incomplete. And Kaiser takes a shot, and he's down. As he was popped, Kaiser was drilled by Curtis Martin.
Took a huge shot. Just he's walking on his own power, which is good to see, but really got his bell rung there, and such an aggressive call. On 4th and short inside.
I couldn't believe they did that.
30, as we saw Kaiser going out there thinking he would punt.
Exactly. I kept looking for him to drop back and pooch kick it or whatever.
I think.
Oh, Coach Perkins wants to know.
Wanted roughing the passer, I think, right there, and that's not going to be called, and therefore his aggressive call puts his defense in a hole.
Drew Polakovich now brings out the offensive unit. He's got Lindsey in the backfield with him. What a gift here as the Bruins gambling. 4th down, that was really a long 2, deep in their own territory. Wing right. Polakovich gives to Lindsey. He shoots straight ahead down to about the 25-yard line where he's gang tackled. In there to make the stop, Elijah Morton, a middle linebacker. Gain of about 3. They'll take 3 on a snap here.
Gain of about 3. 2nd down, 7 yards to go.
What I've been impressed with here of late is the poise that we've seen from Park Hill South.
Yeah, and really had some early adversity, and defensively we're trying to figure stuff out, especially in their secondary. But Drew Polakovich has really been the key as he's now settled down for this offense.
Flowers and Taylor to the left, back to throw to the right. It is caught. Making that catch was Magnus Hohenschel. Hohenschel, a freshman, made the catch in the flat, and we've got a roughing the passer against the Rockbridge Bruins.
half the distance.
Boy, how that flips, huh?
Yeah, and like we said, just the aggressive call, which was unneeded. 4th and 2, inside your own 30, and now you put your defense in a massive hole.
So Magnus Hohenschel made the catch, roughing the passer penalty, attacked on personal foul. And, yeah, you have the turnover on downs, and all of a sudden the Bruins are in some deep trouble here. 1st and goal to go from about the 8.5-yard line. Polakovich is showing Hall, and that's who gets the call, Schoenschel rather. Ross Taylor made the stop for Rockbridge.
Taylor with a nice job, untouched on that blitz and just zeroed in on that backfield, getting the stop.
22 seconds to play in quarter number 1. 10-7 Bruins with the lead. It's been back and forth, just kind of what we expected to see here tonight, Micah. Polakovich gives the ball to Linsonby, trying to get outside and nowhere to go. Midas got back to the line of scrimmage. Good pursuit to the ball by the Bruin defense. Up to make the stop was Thomas McKenzie. Minnis also in on the play, and that is the final play of quarter number 1. And after 1, Rockbridge with a 3-point lead. Bruins 10, Panthers 7.
I was in a motorcycle accident and lost my left leg, and Harper Evans Wade Nedemeyer was able to get me a settlement and help me take care of medical bills.
We understand that when somebody's seriously hurt in an accident, they needed time to recover physically and emotionally, and we want to make that as easy for them as possible.
What they did allowed me to be able to focus on myself and my health and getting back to where I need to be.
Jim Butler CDJR is bringing you the showdown you've been waiting for. Jeep versus Ram. Will it be a Jeep thing that takes you to the top? Or will you be grabbing life by the horns? Jeep versus Ram. Only Jim Butler gives you the new selection, the savings, and the buying power to choose your side once and for all. Don't miss a second of the action in Lynn, Centralia, or at cdjrpowerhouse.com during the Make This the Summer event.
Do you use Viagra or Cialis? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? We'll do the math for you. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same results. Want more? We'll give you 40 blue pills or 40 yellow pills for $99 and add 4 more pills free. You save more than $500. Stop overpaying for Viagra. Ordering is fast and easy with your pills delivered to your door in a non-marked package. Call now.
It's me, Artie. Come see what I collected from the Creative Galaxy in my idea box.
Transform your world.
Will you help me make art?
Each one of our journeys keeps us young. Before you throw it away,
Hey, I have an idea.
think outside the box.
We'll never get older. Each one Go be amazing!
Give your cardboard box another life. Recycle.
Rockbridge 10, Park Hill South 7. We enter the second quarter. 3rd and goal to go from about the 11-yard line for the Panthers. Polakovich drops back to throw, far corner of the end zone. It's incomplete. Intended receiver was Tyree Flowers, and he's hobbled. Defending on the play was Taylor and Snow. It'll be 4th down. You bring in Love to try to tie this game.
Yeah, an important stop from that Rockbridge defense, but because they were having to go out there after the turnover on downs inside their own 30, it's pretty much going to be a guaranteed field goal. As we saw Mason Love drill the
28-yard attempt, and it's nothing but money, and we're tied at 3. as Mason Love booted it through.
So I was getting Love confused with Scardina there, but if they need a 57-yard field goal, Love could hit it for Park Hill.
He may get an opportunity here tonight. The Park Hill Trojans, or rather the Park Hill South Panthers, have tied the game, taking advantage of great field position after the Bruins turned it over on their own 20-yard line. And the Trojans, the Panthers, even though they struggled to move the football, picked up the 3. And really, that's a win for the Rockbridge defense.
Yeah, and I don't think Matt Perkins made that call, being okay giving up 3 points, but it's an important stop for the defense because you only had to defend really 20 yards and they get in the end zone. So that's an important moment to look back on in this game as we expect it to be this close throughout.
Last year, the Bruins gave up 22 points a game, a little over 22 points a game. They think they could be better than that this year.
I think they will be with all the guys they have that came back.
Going deep for Rockbridge is Minnis and Seaman. Will they get a chance to field this kickoff from Mason Love? He boots this one and it jets out of here. Falls on the back of the end zone. Back line of the end zone. Remember when you were happy to get a high school kicker to be able to get the ball inside the 10-yard line?
I mean, it's a luxury, and both these teams have it. Not only is it important on kickoffs, because starting at the 20 is a lot different than starting at the 30 even, where you see most kickers can't kick it past the 10-yard line, and both of these kickers are going to have touchbacks all night.
That was a 9-play, 4-yard drive, 28-yard field goal by Jason Love. Tying the game at 10 early here in the second quarter. And the handoff from Kaiser. And racing around the left side for the Bruins was Derek Young. Carter Strom made the stop for the Panthers. Panthers last year gave up 29 points a game. Wide to the near side is Seaman. And now a procedure penalty again against the Bruins.
It's been a sloppy past couple of drives.
Well, really, they made the switch to Brady Davidson. Davidson is now out of there, and Kaiser back in there called the signals. But since that switch, the continuity just has not been there.
Yeah, and I wonder if it's a quarterback issue or if it's more just mental mistakes from other guys, but it's definitely a different feeling for an offense that has two quarterbacks rotating in and out.
All the momentum that Rockbridge had going their way is not with them now. Kaiser wants to throw going deep. He's got Seaman, but he missed him. Overshot him a couple yards. Seaman had beat his man. Now a penalty. Down in the area where the quarterback let it go, it's a personal foul, roughing the passer. So big penalty stuck now on the Panthers. They have not been penalized much in this game.
I think just one other penalty or two other penalties.
Second penalty of the night on the Panthers.
And that is a big break for Rockbridge. It would have been 3rd and 10, and instead automatic first down, 15 yards.
Yeah,
but
gets about from under the shadow.
But Kaiser missed Seaman for a touchdown there, as Dre Seaman was not going to be caught as he just blew by Marcel Milner, who was covering him.
1st and 10 for the Bruins from the 35. Empty backfield. Kaiser drops back. Here's pressure. Dumps it off. It's caught by Cooper. Cooper Myers, and he scrambles for about a 7-yard gain. 6 yards after the spot.
Myers is always looking to get
Isn't
downhill.
that a great safety valve?
Oh, absolutely. And out there in space, but he's still looking to get downfield and pick up yards, as now in offsides.
They were bringing the house and mistimed it. The Cadence pulled them off. And this should be a first down for Rockbridge. So a pair of first downs via penalties. Well, the Panthers now starting to feel their oats and getting a little loose. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Bruins from their own 46. Tied game at 10. Myers in motion. Swing pass to Seaman near sideline looking for a block. Seaman picks up 5 fast yards. How fast is Dre Seaman?
He appears to be the fastest guy on the field at all times.
Mason Wright made the tackle. You related to Mason?
I am not. Great last name, though.
It's always right. 10-10 the score.
Can't say I haven't heard that one before, Tex.
Wing to the right, Myers. He's in motion. Kaiser wants to throw, and Kaiser shovels it down and actually threw it away. And, boy, he's got to be careful there. That was close to intentional downing.
Yeah, he had Rowling out there in the flat who ended up more to his right, but where that throw landed was not close. Definitely got to be careful.
You know, that was kind of interesting because the Panthers were smelling a screen as those oncoming Russian defenders pulled up. That was interesting.
I think that may have been designed for Rowling and it just blew up, but now they got a 3rd and 5, maybe 2 down territory again here.
Kaiser hands it off and nowhere to run. Nowhere. They were smelling that.
Yeah, now they'll.
That was Holt that got the call, I believe. Or not Holt, but Young, Derek Young.
They're going to punt this one, which I agree with this decision.
Is this going to be the first punt of the game?
Yep, I believe so. As looks like Matthew Wheeler is out there to punt. Try to pin him deep.
Gray Fisher will be the deep snapper. And it's a bad snap, and trying to get it out of there, and getting it out of there is the punter. And then it takes a Park Hill South bounce. But it did back up the Panthers. And I can't get the number of the punter. He's got his jersey wrapped up.
It's Mason Wheeler, number 80.
80?
Or Matthew Wheeler. But yeah, just a net of about 15 yards there. It's the bad snap. Really hurt the Bruins there.
So we got a water break timeout. 9:03 to play. We're tied at 10. That's 9:03 in quarter number 2. Back with more after this.
I'm here at Algier Salvage in Millersburg with George Algier. George, what services do you offer here?
Well, we buy scrap cars, we buy aluminum, copper, white goods, any kind of heavy iron, pretty much anything to do with recycling in the way of metals. We handle all of that. You can bring your cars to us, or we can go and we can bid on them and come and get them, and we always haul them free.
From Algier Salvage in Millersburg.
Come see us.
Oh, Bob, hey, nice 4x4. Love the mag wheels and the sweet cherry bomb glass packs. What can I say? I put the nose in nosy neighbor. Ooh, do I smell leather seats? That baby's got MCU Auto Loan written all over it. Their low rates and member bennies like fewer fees just keep on rolling. Hey, brah, let's go mudding.
I know a good sloppy patch.
Missouri Credit Union. From the pig for the people.
Wish you can swap out a D- for an A+? You can during the back-to-school swap at the Joe Machins family of dealerships. Bring your old car and swap it for a nicer, newer vehicle. Machins has over 1,000 new and pre-owned vehicles, over 18 brands and 10 dealerships, making Machins the largest volume dealer in Missouri. And we're giving more money for your old car today. Swap now at the Joe Machins family of dealerships or visit Machins.com. Joe Machins, part of the McClarty Automotive Group family.
10-10 here in the second quarter. Rockbridge and Park Hill South. Park Hill South with the football, looking at a 1st and 10 from their own 34-yard line. As Polakovic takes the snap, fires in the flat, and it's caught for about a 2-yard gain. With the catch and the gain is Daryl Jumper.
Pass complete to number 37, Gerald Jumper.
As Jumper has his first catch of the year. Jumper, a sophomore. Well, gain on that play about 4 yards. He got a generous spot.
Yeah, really, I think walked the tightrope on that sideline, picked up a few more.
Bruins bringing pressure. Flushed out is Lakovic, and he throws it away. Polakovic felt the heat and unloaded it. Well, we expected a defensive shootout here before it was over, even though there are a lot of offensive weapons on both these teams.
It's really just been the chunk plays from both sides. Started early with Rockbridge, got 3 or 4 big pass plays, and Polakovic had that great drive where he used his legs to create. But now both teams have settled in defensively, which we expected, as you said.
Tripp's right. Bruins with a 3-man front. And they rush 4. Polakovic throws it in the flat, intended for Linsonby, and he dropped it. And he heard footsteps.
Yeah, even if he would have caught it, he would have been met by a host of Bruin defenders, and great pursuit there from 3 or 4 guys on that one. Kenyon Menace was one of the guys there to make the play, and Panthers will have to punt it right back.
Well, we'll get to see Mason Love punt for the first time, maybe. Well, no. We've seen him punt. Yeah, this will be his third punt.
First 2 are 50-yarders. See what he's got for this.
Snow's not very deep. Here comes some pressure. Penalty marker flies. Snow waits for the fair catch and makes it at the 27. But there is a marker down at the line of scrimmage. Illegal procedure. Do you make him punt it again, or do you take it at the 27? I think I take it there.
Yeah, I think you just tack on 5 more yards.
I mean, you've been losing 50-plus yardage on each punt prior to now.
Don't want him to punt
crank
again.
On one, yeah. You know, the amazing thing is it hasn't been that he's punted it that deep. He's gotten a roll.
Yeah.
But he's bunted it, though, in a good spot. I guess that would.
Just getting that right rotation on the ball.
Mm-hmm. And punting it away from the return man. 35-yard punt on that one. A lot of high schools will take that for an average 35-yard punt. So the Bruins bring out the offense. And at quarterback is Brady Davidson. He's got a couple men in the backfield, and he gives the ball to Cooper Myers. Myers drags the tackler out across the 30 to about the 33-yard line.
Number 32, Cooper Myers.
Cooper Myers, workhorse out of that backfield. A gain of a short 5. And I think that's going to be something that Rockbridge is going to have to sooner or later realize, that being patient offensively may pay dividends down the road.
It's going to have to be able to run the football as much as they like throwing.
This handoff picks him up another couple yards, maybe 3.
And then they love that quick passing game, which now you can set up thanks to those 2 runs. With all their weapons out in space, all you need to do is pick up a couple yards.
That was Williams carrying the ball.
And it's important for the Bruins to give their defense a rest here, as it's been not an ideal couple drives for them.
Davidson takes the snap, 3rd and 3. Gives the ball to Young, trying to get outside. I don't think he got the yardage.
Nope, did not. At least a yard short. Maybe 2.
Pretty good defensive pursuit by the Panthers to the football.
And that play call tells me they're going for it, and the offense is staying out there.
Well, if you're going to go for it inside the 25, I guess you would go for it at the 30,
Yeah.
8.
Which, again, is not far from field goal range.
And now timeout called by Matt Perkins. He goes, let's think about this a little bit. Well, I think they want to make sure they don't muff this snap, too, muff the play one way or the other. So timeout, Rockbridge. Just under 7 minutes to play in the first half. We're tied at 10.
On the go, stay in the know with the ABC 17 News app. It's your first alert to breaking news, weather, and traffic impacts. Instant access to live video on the scene with updates in real time.
I'm going to go ahead and step out of frame so you guys can see what we're seeing right now.
So no matter where you are, you'll always know the big stories happening right now.
Download the ABC 17 News app from the App Store or Google Play today. ABC 17 News. Get the app, get the alert.
Rockbridge 10, Park Hill South 10. Next week it'll be Rockbridge in CMAC competition as they will entertain the Sedalia Smith Cotton Tigers. They'll be here on the south side of Columbia. So will we. 4th down and 1 from the 38. On the keeper, trying to get outside. Davidson, he's got first down yardage on second effort. Brady Davidson, 6'5", 191 pounds, pounded his way for the first down.
Yeah, he got stymied initially, but did a great job moving his feet to pick up that first down. So I think one of his linemen got pushed back, and he just found the hole.
Twin receivers to the left, lone receiver to the right. Myers in motion, right to left. Play action. Davidson flushed out of the pocket under pressure, unloads it, and the catch is made by Cooper Myers coming back to the football. A gain of 9. How did he catch that?
I have no idea, and I don't know how Davidson
got
threw
rid of it
across his body like that. Quite a throw. So we didn't see a great look at whether or not he caught it, but all that matters is the official said he did.
2nd down and 1 from midfield. Play action again, over the middle, incomplete again. Meyer the target, he took a shot to the back as he was popped by Deontay Wells.
Yeah, and Myers is going to have to come off after that one. Dangerous throw from Davidson, putting his receiver in harm's way there, missing him high and right where they're getting hit.
I'm not sure Davidson, I'd like to see that play on film again, but I'm not so sure he didn't give Myers enough time, failed to give Myers enough time to maybe make a couple more steps.
It seemed like it was right as he turned around, the ball was on him, and timing was just a little off.
Fisher on a wing. They give the ball to Seaman. And no, that's not Seaman. That is Williams in the backfield, throwing down like a rag doll. Well, again, Rockbridge looking at a 4th down now at midfield. 4th and call it 4. They lost 3 yards on that play.
Yeah, now they'll punt. So they go for it from their own 38, but now that it's 4 yards they need instead of 1, they're going to try to pin the Panthers deep, which they couldn't do from this spot last time.
Matthew Wheeler in the punt. Smith, well, we think he's going to punt, but timeout called by Matt Perkins. As Coach Perkins calls his 2nd timeout of the first half. You know, Coach Perkins took over last year after having all kinds of success down at West Plains. In the last 3 seasons, they were 29-6 at West Plains. He really brought a lot of energy to this Rockbridge program, didn't he?
Absolutely, and he's had a lot of guys returning, which was another important way to start a program or keep a program going, and he's quite the impressive coach. It's like you said, at West Plains, he had a ton of success, and he loves to be aggressive, which we've already seen here in the early going, but I think it's just him trusting his players and trusting his offense to pick up those 4th downs, and if they don't get it, trusting his defense to get stops. As now looks like he will go for it.
Matt Perkins attended Willow Springs High School in the south side of the state. And Davidson with an empty backfield looking at a 4th and 4. Here's pressure. Davidson rolling right, throws it. It is caught by Myers for a first down at about the 37-yard line of the Panthers. Cooper Myers on a drag pattern with the catch, and Davidson connects on a big fourth down conversion. You know, last year Rockbridge on fourth downs connected 51% of the time on fourth down converting.
That's quite impressive, and that's probably why Coach Perkins doesn't mind going for it so much. And Cooper Myers has just been so impressive, mainly as a receiver tonight.
What's he got, 4 catches already tonight?
I think so. And
that matches last year's total.
Looked for him again on this play, but
Davidson caught from behind and brought down, coming through to make the stick. For the Trojans was Richard Wilson, Richmond Wilson, who's a big part of this defensive unit. He's a senior. A loss of 5.
I really thought we'd see more from Dre Seaman here. We saw him on those first couple drives. He had the long catch. It's just shown his speed, and they haven't really gotten him involved much.
Well, one of the things the Bruins have concerns with is they'd like to get a little better play out of their offensive line. As Seaman takes the handoff and he takes the lick at the same time as Kadeem Sabri met him at the front door.
Yeah, right on cue, talking about their O-line struggles.
And there's a big gapping hole there.
Just had absolutely no room to avoid that tackle for loss. As now that puts him at 3rd and 19. Loss of 5 there.
And all of a sudden, it is the Park Hill South defense that's dictating in this game.
Yeah, you can tell they've really made adjustments.
4 minutes to play first half. We'll have a complete halftime show for you. You'll want to stick around for that. Here's pressure again. Davidson hit in the backfield, in trouble, and down he goes. As Brady Davidson had no chance. And crashing the party was, I believe it was Brock Harmon.
And Richmond Wilson there, number 16, was pretty much unblocked off the edge. Not sure what the offensive line saw, as Carter DeVore, the right tackle, just didn't block him. And now they're way back at their own 40. Can't go for this one when you need 32 yards.
Wheeler in to punt. Boy, the way they've been crashing that O-line, you think you got to be careful here to get this punt off. And now Wheeler is able to get his foot into this one. He got a good snap, gets a good bounce, rolls inside the 15-yard line, and rolls out of bounds at about the 13.5. And the Bruins got bailed out there. A nice punt by Matthew Wheeler. Good for 43 yards.
Yeah, Wheeler says, I can join the special teams party and pen Park Hill South deep.
We're going to spot it at the 14, so take a yard away from him. 2:54 to play, and here come the Panthers with Polakovic trying to get them out of the hole. But the defenses have taken over here on the south side of Columbia, at least for the moment. Polakovic takes the snap, gives to Linsonby. Going right, Linsonby out across the 15, might have got 2 yards.
Yeah, there's just really no running room for Park Hill South so far. As the Bruins have been really aggressive up front, sending blitz packages, but it seems like both O-lines are really struggling right now.
Spencer Irwin made that tackle. Irvin, the 5'10", 190-pound senior. He and Cutchlow are all over the field. 2nd and 8. Man in motion. No. Flip pass to Taylor, and Taylor has nowhere to run. A little extracurricular activity. As Taylor made the tackle as well.
And that was great play recognition by a couple of Bruins there. Taylor made the tackle at the end, but you had 4 guys in pursuit on the edge. You got to think they recognized that play on film.
Ross Taylor made the tackle.
Panthers, 3rd down.
3rd down and 11.
Now Now they're running the clock a little bit.
Minute 45 to play.
Deep in your own territory, you're fine just letting it tick here. And with Rockbridge only having one timeout left, if you don't pick this up, you're going to make them burn it. So they'll take a timeout themselves.
Yeah, they'll take it all the way down to 1 and now burn the timeout. Well, that means a water break for us, Micah. 10-10, a minute 24 to play. We'll be back with more in a moment.
Columbia Public Schools are on a mission, a never-ending quest to be the best school district in the state, and they're well on the way. With the help and support of their generous marketing partners, CPS has contributed over $1.8 million to Missouri State High School Activities Association programs. So how has it paid off? Nearly 40% of the student body in secondary school participate in athletics and activities, and you can be part of the mission too. Visit these websites today for all the details on how you can help CPS and get involved today.
Rockbridge 10, Park Hill South 10. A minute 24 to play first half. Park Hill South looking at a 3rd and 11 from roughly the 13-yard line. As the defenses have settled in, or if the offenses fizzled.
I think it's been a little bit of both. I think early for Park Hill South, it was just giving up those chunk plays, and now their secondary's tightened up. And for the Bruin defense, they've been playing aggressive all night. Just gave up the 1 touchdown drive, but other than that, they've been stout.
Trips to the left, receiver wide right. Polakovic back to throw. Got a man in the flat, but missed him. The intended receiver. Out of the backfield was Javius Smith, who wasn't necessarily listed as an offensive player. He's known for his defensive abilities. We're seeing a lot of different looks here from these clubs.
Crew Norden coming off that left side. Just really had a nice dip move there to pressure Polakovic into making an errant throw. Smith was open. It's just such a tough throw for Polakovic. Deep across the field and under pressure. Had to throw it off his back foot.
Minute 20 to play in the half. And Love takes the snap, hits a high booming punt. Snow underneath it, makes the catch at the 45, breaks the tackle, far sideline to the 45 to the 40, and finally ridden down at about the 37-yard line. As Snow with a nice little nifty return with 1:06 to play, the Bruins have an opportunity to break this 10-all tie.
Yeah, great return by Colin Snow. Avoids the tackle as soon as he caught it, and then made his way for 18 yards to set up this Bruins offense inside the 40.
How about that punt by Love?
Yeah, another great punt.
That one good for 42 yards. 2 miles high. If it was going to rain tonight, it'd start now. That ball came down wet. 1st and 10. 4 receivers to the right. Back at the control, Sam Kaiser, the senior. He takes the snap, looks over the middle, will keep it. Bootleg to the left, has a first down and forced out of bounds at about the 24-yard line. Went out untouched. 1 minute to play in the half. And the Bruins have to feel they are in field goal range for Joey Scardina, who booted a 57-yard field goal earlier today.
Kaiser's just showing his poise there. Wasn't necessarily under pressure, but just read the field and saw an opening across the left sideline for a first down.
I think that was a design play. Everybody came right. He went left. Kaiser with an empty backfield. Throws over the middle, and it's intercepted. Picked off and returned to the 28-yard line with the reception. The interception was Cardine Sabri. Sabri with the pick. That's the first turnover of the game. And I'm not quite sure who he was trying to throw the ball to.
I don't either. I think someone ran the wrong route, or not sure what happened there for Kaiser. But you get the ball inside your opponent's 40, and just like that, you give it right back, and
you have
Panthers seize momentum.
That cost you 3 points right there.
Yeah, absolutely. At
because,
least 3.
I mean, you got to think that. And now here come the Panthers with an opportunity. There's still 54 seconds to play.
Yeah, 2 timeouts they still have, I think.
They send trips to the left, single receiver to the right. Polakovic takes the snap, looks right, now left, under some pressure, rolls to his right, unloads it. It's incomplete as he was brought down by the Bruin defense. And over to take down the intended, or the passer was Ben Bamer. Clock stops with 47 seconds to play. Wide to the near side is Kyle Dunaway. In a slot is Smith. Polakovic takes the snap. Here comes pressure. Polakovic brought down as the Bruins came rushing on, and the tackle was made by Jeremy Woods. Woods with a big tackle. 6 foot, 256-pound junior. Third down.
They don't have to run this play as the game clock is just a tick quicker than the play clock.
Third down, long yardage.
So
I don't think they will run it.
I think you might as well just not risk anything, take it into halftime.
We're tied here at 10. And we played a half of football. There is the gun ending the first half. And our score here at the intermission is Rockbridge 10, Park Hill South 10. We're going to take a real quick timeout and be back with the halftime show in a moment.
ABC 17 SportsZone Football Friday High School Halftime is sponsored by Hitachi Energy. Inspire the next.
I almost died in a car accident and had a stroke on November 27, 2018.
One of the things that our firm was able to do to help Randy was to get all of those medical bills reduced down so that he could enjoy his settlement to help him with speech therapy and get the therapies that he needed.
They are genuinely kind individuals who want to help you. They will fight for you. I am so grateful for what they did for me.
What's the Jim Butler CDJR Powerhouse secret? Why are we Mid-Missouri's #1 Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram dealer? Is it our huge selection? Our no-hassle sales process? Could it be that we give the most for trade-ins? Is it our best price guarantee? Is it because we say yes when other dealers say no? Whatever it is, people from across the country are buying from Jim Butler and discovering the Powerhouse difference. Get started at cdjrpowerhouse.com during the Make This the Summer event.
Keep your home protected with Menard's great selection of exterior paints and stains. Dutch Boy Exterior Stain and Sealer is dirt and scuff resistant and begins repelling rain in just 4 hours after application. Pick up a gallon for $31.99 after rebate. Refresh your home with a new coat of Dutch Boy Forever Paint and Primer in one. It offers exceptional hide and fade resistance for a beautiful color that lasts. Get a gallon of Forever Exterior for $37.99 after rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Welcome to tonight's halftime show, as we'll be bringing you performances by the Rockbridge Marching Band and the Bruin Girls, as we will feature them here at the half. But what a football game the first half, Micah, right? The Rockbridge Bruins score the first 10 points of the game, and here come the Park Hill South Panthers charging back. They've scored the last 10. We're not at 10 here at the intermission. But two teams that we expected to see a lot of defense from and started to see it.
Yeah, we have, and that second quarter was full of a lot of big plays defensively. You see the interception there to end the half for Park Hill South, and the Bruins have got a number of sacks together and tackles for loss, and both teams really haven't run the ball well at all, and it's been a struggle the past couple drives for both teams, but I think you got to give credit to the defensive staffs getting together and making some big adjustments.
And the Rockbridge Bruin Marching Band now taking their positions here on the field. I think the heat has maybe changed some of the plans here for the halftime performance, but with that all being said, we're going to bring what they have to you here on the KZOU. Friday night, game of the week. Rockbridge and Park Hill South tied at 10. And we'll turn things over to the Rockbridge Marching Band.
Join the band on September 30th as we host 15 Missouri marching bands at the second annual Rockbridge Marching Festival here at Rockbridge. Tonight, the Emerald Regiment will perform the first movement of their show, Seasons of Joy. Soloists include Yasmin Green flute and Erica Malouf flute. Drum majors, Alexis Devlin, Yasmin Green, and Ruby Horde and Jillian Beck Brown. Is the Emerald Regiment ready? Emerald Regiment, you may now take the field. Thank you very much. We look forward to seeing the show grow as the season progresses. And now, for your halftime entertainment, please welcome your 6-time national champions, the Bruin Girls. The Bruin Girls will be hosting a youth dance clinic Friday, September 16th at 4 p.m. Participants will perform with the Bruin Girls during the pregame for the September 16th home game. For more information on this clinic, please check out the Bruin Girls social media. Tonight, the Bruin Girls will be performing a pom-style routine they learned at camp this past summer, where they received a bid to attend the national championships next spring. Here they are, the Bruin Girls.
Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water. Since I come home, well, my body's been a mess, and I miss touching glad and the way you like dress. Won't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over?
The Bruin Girls. Thank you very much.
What a job by the Bruin Girls as they perform here at the half. A halftime score, Rockbridge tied with Park Hill South 10-10. We'll be back in just a moment with a look at first half statistics. Micah Wright has got a rundown of the Central Missouri scoreboard and much, much more. This is the Friday night game of the week presented by the networks of Mid-Missouri and Columbia Public Schools.
Are you looking for an exciting career? If so, then we're looking for you. Hitachi Energy is hiring full-time hourly team members at our Jeff City location with an average starting rate of $23 to $27 per hour. Full-time hires are eligible for benefits starting day one. An exciting career is waiting for you, so don't wait. Apply online today at hitachienergy.com/career.
Columbia Public Schools are on a mission, a never-ending quest to be the best school district in the state, and they're well on the way. With the help and support of their generous marketing partners, CPS has contributed over $1.8 million to Missouri State High School Activities Association programs. So how has it paid off? Nearly 40% of the student body in secondary school participate in athletics and activities, and you can be part of the mission too. Visit these websites today for all the details on how you can help CPS and get involved today.
Oh, Bob, hey, nice 4x4. Love the mag wheels and the sweet cherry bomb glass packs. What can I say? I put the nose in nosy neighbor. Ooh, do I smell leather seats? That baby's got MCU Auto Loan written all over it. Their low rates and member bennies like fewer fees just keep on rolling. Hey, brah, let's go mudding.
I know a good sloppy patch.
Missouri Credit Union. From the pig, for the people.
Welcome back to Rockbridge High School. It's halftime. The Rockbridge Bruins 10, the Park Hill South Panthers 10. And Micah Wright, kind of what we expected. Maybe a little sloppier game than what we expected. When I say that, the offenses, they have really kind of struggled, scuffled here a little bit.
Yeah, especially in that second quarter. And Rockbridge came out guns a-blazing early. huge plays and started off that first drive with the 75-yard touchdown pass, and since then really nothing doing. And we saw one good drive from Park Hill South, but other than that, these defenses have started to get after it, bringing a lot of pressure, and no one's been able to run the ball.
You wonder if heat is maybe factored into what we've watched, and I guess we're kind of forgetting this is the first game of the year for both of these clubs. And you got Park Hill South, a ball club that's under new leadership, and they're trying to get their legs underneath them. Everybody trying to find out who can do what and where and all that type thing. And, of course, the Rockbridge Bruins have been platooning quarterbacks back and forth, and it's been that kind of night. But, boy, the way the Bruins came out and took off here in that first quarter, jumping out to a 10-0 lead, there were a couple of plays that didn't go Rockbridge's way. They could have been up maybe 21-0 before the Panthers are able to get on track.
Yeah, and I think of one key play that they missed was, I think when Kaiser was in, he missed Dre Seaman for what would have been an easy long touchdown pass, and that play sticks out. And then you look at the aggressiveness from Coach Matt Perkins for Rockbridge, who basically gifted away 3 points, and luckily his defense was able to hold them to 3 when they only had 20 yards to defend because of his decision. So big moments early, and we'll see which of those will make the difference.
Recapping the scoring, the Bruins got on the board in the first minute of the game as Riley Rowling gathered in a 75-yard touchdown pass from Sam Kaiser. It was an 80-yard drive, 3 plays, took 54 seconds. Joey Scordina kicked the extra point, 7-0 Rockbridge, and there were just 54 seconds off the clock. The Bruins came back and scored. This time it was Joey Scordina booting a 57-yard field goal. That completed a drive of 47 yards, 6 plays, a minute 51, and it was 10-0 Rockbridge with 4:51 to play in the opening quarter. And then Kadeen Sabri capped off an 80-yard drive put together by Park Hill South. It took 7 plays, 2 minutes 45 seconds. Sabri scored on a 1-yard drive. Jason Love's extra point was through the uprights, and it was 10-7 with 2:13 to play in quarter number 1. And then Jason Love drilled a 28-yard field goal, capping a 9-yard drive, took 4 plays. They were the beneficiaries of Rockbridge really turning the ball over in the short field, and the Panthers pick up the 3 points to tie the game. It took a minute 35 for the drive, 11:55 left in the first half. But you really felt like it was the Rockbridge defense that was the winner in that case, giving up the ball as deep as they did. The defense giving up just 3. I mean, that's an automatic 3 with a kicker like Jason Love.
Yeah, and that's why I didn't really agree with the call, though it is a win to only allow 3 points. If you're so confident in your defense, just give them more room to work with so your offense could be in a better spot when they get a stop. So that one was certainly a puzzling call early for Matt Perkins, but luckily it didn't end up in 7 for the other team.
1 turnover in the game. That was late in the first half. Sam Kaiser throws an interception, but it cost them 3 yards, or maybe 3 points, because the Bruins were in field goal range with just 54 seconds to play in the first half. Rockbridge throws the pick at the 18-yard line, and that cost them 3. So you kind of, if you want to start, nitpicking here a little bit, boy, a couple of little plays, and I think that's the way this game's going to unfold as it continues to develop here. But a couple of little plays has hurt them.
Yeah, in most games, especially between 2 even teams, you're going to have 4 or 5 pivotal plays that decide the game, and it could come down that those plays happened in the first half, and you look back and think, if Rockbridge wouldn't have turned it over before half, they win, or if Park Hill South loses, it was because this play happened or here and there. So we'll definitely look to see what adjustments both teams made in that second half, especially offensively.
You have a look at some scores around the area.
Oh, absolutely. So in the CMAC conference, Hickman is at North Kansas City tonight, and they are down 14-8 at half. And then Battle is also on the road. They're losing to Park Hill 21-6. And Smith Cotton down 14-0 at Moberly, that one at the half. And then Hannibal Helias, a good one at Helias in Jeff City. Helias leads 14-7. And then Warrensburg with a 23-15 lead at home against Capital City. So that one a bit high scoring in the first half. And Jeff City with a 24-0 lead on the road at Osage at the half. And then Father Tolton here in town in Columbia up 48-0 against Salisbury. And we also have Blair Oaks up 33-14 against Maryville. And they're at home in that one. And Mexico at Centralia down 14-0 at the half. And then Eldon is leading Fulton 37-13 at half. And then last one we got was Western and North Callaway are tied at 6 at the half.
That Jeff City Osage game, I think, is at Atkins Stadium.
Oh, that's right.
In Jeff City. So, yeah, the Jays look like they're off to a very good start. Got some statistics from the first half. Park Hill South, 4 first downs in the first half. Rockbridge, 7. Park Hill South ran the ball 11 times for 10 yards. Rockbridge ran the ball 18 times for 3 yards. Park Hill South, 6 of 16 for 73 yards, no touchdowns. Rockbridge, 8 of 16 passing, 1 interception for 201 yards. Total yardage first half, Rockbridge 204 yards, and Park Hill South with 83. Time of possession, Bruins 12 minutes and 40 seconds, and Park Hill South 20 seconds. Neither team fumbled the ball first half. Penalties, Park Hill South 3 times penalized for 25 yards altogether, and Rockbridge penalized 3 times for 18 yards. 4 punts for Park Hill South on an average of 46.3 yards a punt. Rockbridge has punted twice for an average of 29 yards, and the Bruins returned 1 punt for 18 yards. No kickoff returns here in this game. Individual numbers, Drew Polakovic is 3 of 6, 3 rushes for 6 yards. Linsenby, 5 carries for 5 yards. Cardine Sabri, 1 carry for 1 yard and a touchdown. Honshell, 1 carry for -2. And Darrell Jumper, 1 carry for no gain. Sam Kaiser, 1 rush for -1. And Dre Seaman, 3 carries for a -4. That might be the biggest stat that sticks out to me. Stephen Williams, 3 rushes for 6 yards. Cooper Myers, 2 carries for 10. Derek Young, 3 for 5. And Brady Davidson, 6 for a -13. Kaiser's 4 of 8 passing for 120 yards and a touchdown. Davidson, 4 of 8 for 81 yards. And it was Kaiser, I thought, that threw the pick, as Kaiser also threw the interception. And, of course, Polakovic was 6 of 16 for 73 yards. Flowers, 1 catch for 10. Chance Taylor, 2 catches for 48. Tommy Linsenby, 1 catch for 7. Magnus Hornshell, 8 catches for 8. Could double check that number, but maybe it was 3 catches for 8 yards. And Darrell Jumper, 4 catches for 4 yards. Rolling, 1 catch, 75 yards and a touchdown. Myers, 4 catches for 79. And Dre Seaman, 3 catches for 47. We'll be back with the second half kickoff in a moment. This is the Friday night game of the week on the networks of Mid-Missouri.
Wish you could swap out a D- for an A+? You can during the back-to-school swap at the Joe Machins family of dealerships. Bring your old car and swap it for a nicer, newer vehicle. Machins has over 1,000 new and pre-owned vehicles, over 18 brands and 10 dealerships, making Machins the largest volume dealer in Missouri. And we're giving more money for your old car today. Swap now at the Joe Machins family of dealerships or visit Machins.com. Joe Machins, part of the McClarty Automotive Group family.
After dealing with an accident, most people are concerned about the mounting medical expenses, the loss of their job, how to get by with their injuries.
We can help put them back in control. We can give order back to their life and let them get better while we handle all the other issues flying around them.
The medical bills, talking with the insurance companies, taking everything off their plate so they only have to focus on getting better.
Go to lawmissouri.com and see how Harper, Evans, Wade, and Nettemeyer can help you.
Are you looking for an exciting career? If so, then we're looking for you. Hitachi Energy is hiring full-time hourly team members at our Jeff City location with an average starting rate of $23 to $27 per hour. full-time hires are eligible for benefits starting day one. An exciting career is waiting for you, so don't wait. Apply online today at hitachienergy.com/career.
You've been watching ABC 17 SportsZone Football Friday High School Halftime. Sponsored by Hitachi Energy. Inspire the next.
The Park Hill South Panthers will get the football to start the second half. Micah Wright, what are they going to try to do?
I think they're going to try to establish the run to start this second half. They did not do so effectively in the first half, just 10 rushing yards on 10 carries. They've got to establish the run if they're going to want to win this football game, because though they've been good defensively since the first couple drives for Rockbridge, they're going to want to keep this offense off of the field as much as possible, and they're not having much success throwing the football, as Polakovic is just 6 of 16, so they're going to want to try to get that run game going.
You know, I think what caught my eye in that first half was the lack of O-line play for both teams, especially to protect quarterbacks.
Yeah, and the Bruins have brought a lot of blitz packages, and Park Hill South hasn't blitzed as much, but they've just gotten consistent pressure from up front, as Kiros Martin is a guy that's been in the backfield pretty much every play, and they've just caused a lot of havoc up front. I think part of it is due to the heat. Maybe those big guys up front are getting a little more tired than usual, and part of it is also just it being the first game, and you're really just, you know, coming out of all your conditioning and all that, and you're not really in game form quite yet. So we'll look and see if these O-lines improve in this second half.
You know, we got a minute here. I'll talk a little bit about this, but this is the 15th year of varsity football for Park Hill South. School's only been around for about 17, 18 years. But 15th year of varsity football, they've won one district title. That was in 16. They went 10-2. And then you look at Rockbridge, they've won 2 state championships. The Rockbridge has been around since, what, 1973?
I believe, yeah.
74, maybe was the first graduating class. And their first year, they won a state championship in Class 3, I think.
Yep.
And
I think
they've won two state championships. And just amazing. Both schools, though, are expansion schools. I mean, obviously, Rockbridge not the original major high school here in Columbia. And, of course, now the biggest, though, here in Columbia. How things shift and change. And for Park Hill had some tremendous football teams.
Oh, absolutely. A lot of D1 talent has come through.
Coach Reynolds, who was a staple in the high school coaching scene for a long, long time. And at Park Hill. But you know, Park Hill South, you've got Staley. All of those schools haven't been around all that long on the north side of Kansas City. So we get set for the second half kickoff. And it is Park Hill South ready to field the kickoff. Smith and Milner go deep. Scardenas, if he can't boot another one into the end zone. Again, we have not had a kickoff return tonight.
I got my money on another touchback, Tex.
Maubrey's no fool here. I'm not going to bet against you. There's an end-over-end kick,
shot.
And that is about 7 yards deep in the end zone. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Panthers at the 20 as Polakovic will bring them out, the senior quarterback. Let's see what kind of adjustments have been made by both of these teams. You know, it's always interesting because the defenses will be adjusted, but so will the offenses.
And for Rockbridge, I think they're going to still do a lot of the same with bringing pressure, but maybe they try to disguise that a little more and throw off Polakovic in this offense. But it's really been a struggle throwing the football and running the football for Park Hill South. It's really just the one touchdown drive was all they have to their name so far.
Polakovic has the running back, Linsenby, to his right, trips to the left. Rockbridge with a 4-man front. They bring 4, swing pass out in a flat. That is caught by Taylor. Taylor ridden out of bounds after about a 2-yard gain. Kenyon Menace made the tackle for the Bruins. He had 41 tackles a year ago.
Yeah, Colin Snow out there as well. There's just been great play recognition for Rockbridge, really all over the field, and that just little swing play there, it's not much room.
You know,
only got 2 yards.
The Bruins score on the big play. In the drive, the Panthers had a couple big plays. We haven't seen an established ball-controlled type drive in this game.
No.
As pass is caught in the flat, but it'll be for a loss. As Kutchlow was over to defend, making the catch was whom? Taylor made that catch, Chance Taylor. And he's become one of the favorite targets of Polakovic.
Kutchlow fired up after that tackle, rightfully so. No gain, now 3rd and 8.
Now 3rd and 10. Back to throw. Polakovic throws in the flat. It's caught in the flat by Flowers, and Flowers is brought down after a gain of about 5, maybe 6. And Donovan Taylor made the tackle for Rockbridge.
Another 3 and out.
4th down and 3. Do you punt? With a weapon like Love, you got to punt.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think even Rockbridge at this point, if this was them with the ball inside their own 30, I don't think they'd make the mistake again after giving up 3 points because of it.
Cullen Snow goes deep, and he backpedals inside the 35 down to about the 33-yard line. Bad snap, picked up, and booting this one high is Love. And the Bruins will field this one as Snow dodges a tackler, brings it out across the 30, and brought down at about the 33-yard line. Boy, Snow was pretty much on his own, wasn't he, back there?
Yeah, and had to direct his teammates to watch out from that football because if it hits him, it's live, and did a nice job of returning that one as much as he could.
So a 3-and-out, 47-yard punt, and the Bruins take over at their own 33-yard line. And bringing them out is Sam Kaiser, the senior. Kaiser's got Williams to the left. You always want to know where Seaman is on the field. The other guy is Cooper Myers, who's in motion. Seaman now in motion. Seaman gets the call, trying to get outside. Seaman gets to the edge and cut down at about the line of scrimmage. And almost a block in the back on that sweep attempt. Marcel Milner with good pursuit to the ball.
Yeah, great tackle by Milner. Just cutting him low, but he did get a couple yards on that one, a gain of about 3. It's one of the few positive runs so far for Draven Seaman.
And he had to run about 40 yards to get 3.
Yeah, and he's at his best when he's outside the numbers, which he did so there.
Seaman gets the call, near side, catches a block out across the 45, has a Rockbridge first down. That was Williams, rather. Deontay Wells with the tackle.
First down.
Stephen Williams with that run for the first down, not Seaman.
Good job up front on that left side. Just created a hole there.
Trips now, stack on the left side. Going wide to the right for the Bruins is Devin Holt. Man in motion and keeping it is Kaiser. He lowers his head, blows away a would-be tackler across the 50 and into Panther territory. Big Sam Kaiser with a run of about 8 yards, and it almost looks like the Bruins are determined that they're going to play a little smash mouth here.
Yeah, and I like the play where they had the motion going one way to the right, and then Kaiser runs the keeper to his left and buries Dante Wells, who was right there to make the tackle, but all 6'5", 220 as Sam Kaiser took him to the ground for an 8-yard gain.
Williams in the backfield with Kaiser. Play action. Kaiser steps up, drags a tackler out to about the 46-yard line. Stopped just shy of first down yardage. It'll be 3rd and short, maybe 1. And Kuros Martin with another stop.
Yeah, and that could have been a sack. And Kaiser did a good job of fighting for a yard to make it 3rd and 1 instead of 3rd and 5.
Hessner steps up as a tight end. Third and short. And on the option, it is Seaman trying to find a gap and around the end, close to the first down. No, he stepped out of bounds, shy of it. And it's fourth down, still one. Marcel Milner forced him out.
And I'm surprised they're not giving Cooper Myers the ball out of the backfield on this drive, as he only got a couple of carries. I think 2 carries, 10 yards in the first half. If I need a yard or two, I'm going with Myers running downhill.
With 8:23 to play in the third, fourth down and 1. Williams now trying to find out where he's supposed to be. Still 8 seconds on the play clock. Trips right. Bruins set. And the pass is in and out of the hands of Stephen Williams. He had first down yardage and couldn't gather it in. Cooper Meyer was also there, but Williams was the intended receiver, and the Bruins turn it over on downs at the 46-yard line of Park Hill South. That's confidence in your defense.
Yeah, it is, and rightfully so. But that's just a tough play from Stephon Williams. Had a wide open catch and just could not come down with it.
Ethan Smith is the defensive coordinator for the Rockbridge Bruins. Of course, everything's overseen by the head man, Sam Perkins. So Polakovic gives to Linsenby. He fights his way out to midfield. Linsenby with a hard-fought 4-yard gain. Still bodies thrown around. Spencer Irvin in for the stop.
Yeah, the ball came out there at the end. I think clearly down was Lisenby.
It'll be 2nd and 6 from midfield.
But you think of how many 3-and-outs this Bruin defense has forced. That's influencing the decision of Perkins to be okay throwing them out there at midfield.
Marcus Parker, who's headed to the Navy Academy, lines up as a tight end. Here's the handoff to Linsenby, and he's cut down after a gain of maybe 1.5 yards, maybe a yard. Linsenby had nowhere to run. It'll be 3rd down, intermediate yardage. Spencer Irvin again with a stop. Wide to the left, Flowers. Parker, the tight end, to the left. Twin receivers right. Now on a wing is Parker. Bruins almost jumped. They did jump offside, I think. Or were they drawn?
I don't think they were drawn. Thought maybe had a chance to get back, but they throw the flag, and it should be enough for a first down.
It's going to be right at the marker. Yeah, they got first down yardage.
That's a killer.
You know, both teams, though, when it comes to flags, played relatively cleanly in that first half. Couple of roughing the passers.
Yeah, and there was the one that hurt Park Hill South. Other than that, really not too much dirty laundry out there.
1st and 10 from the Rockbridge 44-yard line. Linsenby spinning, fighting for 2 tough yards. It'll be 2nd down and long. Clock continues to unwind in this third. Tied game, 10-10. Rockbridge scored all their points in the first quarter. A field goal in the second quarter by Park Hill South tied the game after they scored their touchdown in the first quarter. But we expected to see a defensive battle. Dunaway splits wide left. Oh, they're going to respot the ball. Bring it out to the 41-yard line. Still 2nd and a long 7. Wing right. Linsenby across the 40, down to about the 38.5. It's going to be 3rd intermittent yardage again. Intermediate, rather. .541 to play in the third. That mandatory water break is expected any moment. Polakovic sends a receiver to the right, twin receivers left, tight end to the right, and Marcus Parker, 6'5", 230-pound tight end. They give to Linsenby. And he's tossed backwards, but whistles are blowing before. Actually, that handoff went to Magnus Hohenschel. Hohenschel, short fella. Oh, a costly penalty now for the Panthers. Are they in field goal range?
Well, I was going to say, where they were at the 39, be about a 56-yarder. As we saw Scardina on the other side hit one, and Mason Love would love to try to match that. But now you're out of field goal range from here after the penalty.
3rd and a long 10.
Almost offsides again.
Boy, quick snap there. They had a shot because the Bruin defender was not in an attack position. Now back to throw. Polakovic fires in a flat and threw it away. Boy, the Bruins have disrupted him, haven't they? They brought some heat as it was Crew Norden that came on with the pressure.
And we've seen that design roll out a number of times. And again, the Bruins just recognize it and they bring pressure and they get back there so quick that Polakovic has no option but to throw it away and had no shot at picking up any type of yardage.
Snow will stand on the 10-yard line. In to do the punting is Mason Love. Bryce Aldridge will do the deep snapping. Good snap. Love boots this one high but short. And that takes a Park Hill South bounce and rolls out to about the 16-yard line. Boy, that was returnable. If an up man could have found that ball. But the Bruins will take over at their own 16 with 4:34 to play in the 3rd.
Yeah, just a 28-yard punt there, but no return. I'd like to think Mason Love would like to pin him a little deeper there, but as well as their defense has played, even though it's only 28 net yards, it's still important to push them back.
And bringing out the offense is Brady Davidson. They have platooned here tonight, the Bruins have. The handoff goes to Williams. Williams looking for somewhere to run, and he stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, these offensive lines are really struggling. Much like the first half, no one's able to run the football.
It'll be 2nd and 10. Just amazing. You'd have told me that together there would be a total of less than 20 yards rushing at the half. Yeah. When's the last time you've seen that?
I couldn't tell you, and especially for Rockbridge to have Cooper Myers and Drevin Seaman, and you have a total of 3 rushing yards is mind-boggling. And they did do damage as receivers, but still.
Back to throw. Davidson knocked off his kilter, but stays on his feet, rolling to the right, trying to get rid of it. Fires over the middle, and he's got a receiver in Holt. Devin Holt down the middle to the 35 to the 40. The Farmer Cupid to midfield. Holt to the 38-yard line. As Holt makes a big catch. How about the delivery? But penalty markers down. 2 of them.
I think it's a crackback block.
2 penalty markers down on the field.
But the first down will stand.
Boy, what a job again by Brady Davidson to find daylight, to be able to throw that under pressure, off balance.
And to buy as much time as possible.
Pass play goes for 50 yards. Well, catch and run. But it's gonna be brought back, I think.
And I wondered if they were going to get a crackback block there, and I think that's what they're going to call. So there was a big hit during the
Craig David
yards after catch. Just targeting.
Targeting, hit to the head.
Wow.
On Rockbridge.
Is that an ejection?
Blindside block. Blindside block. crackblock.
Didn't know that was the same sign as targeting.
Yeah. It is a water break with 3:29 to play in the third. We're tied at 10 here at Rockbridge. This is the Friday night game of the week on KZOU, presented by the networks of Mid-Missouri and Columbia Public Schools.
Randall was working a triathlon and he was hit by a car. He died 6 months later. Harper, Evans, Wade, and Ennemeyer can just alleviate so much stress. I could email them, call them, and they responded immediately and were always available. They're so good about building a relationship with you. They're the team that's working so hard and you're so grateful for them.
Jim Butler CDJR is bringing you the showdown you've been waiting for. Jeep versus Ram. Will it be a Jeep thing that takes you to the top? Or will you be grabbing life by the horns? Jeep versus Ram. Only Jim Butler gives you the new selection, the savings, and the buying power to choose your side once and for all. Don't miss a second of the action in Lynn, Centralia, or at cdjrpowerhouse.com during the Make This the Summer event.
Come join the Jefferson City Chamber Network. YP, Jefferson City's Young Professionals Group, provides leadership opportunities, professional development, community involvement, networking, and social activities. Young professionals meet the first Thursday of every month. For more information on YP, please contact Susan at the Jefferson City Chamber of Commerce. Build your business. Join the Chamber Network. Brought to you by the Networks of Mid-Missouri.
Rockbridge 10, Park Hill South 10, 3:29 to play, third quarter. After the pass play by Brady Davidson to Devin Holt and a penalty, it's still a first down for Rockbridge, working from their own 32-yard line. Brady Davidson puts Seaman in motion, play action. Davidson again flushed out of the pocket, on the run, throws, has a receiver, and it's Devin Holt, but he falls out of bounds trying to make the catch. And it'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Kyros Martin back there again with pressure. As Holt was open and made a great effort to try to catch that ball, but clearly out of bounds, and just no way Davidson could get him the ball with Martin in his face.
I'll tell you what, in the defense of the quarterbacks on both sides, both teams, they've had pressure all night.
Oh, absolutely. Just seems like every single passing opportunity, they've got pressure in their face.
Handoff to Seaman, up the middle for a tough two. Just no room. Cardine Sabri with another tackle. Boy, he's been all over the field, hasn't he?
And he got in on offense.
Kyros, yeah.
The touchdown.
That's right. He might drive the bus home.
But I think just to get the run game going, I think Kaiser or Davidson, whoever's in there, is going to have to do part.
3rd and 8. They give the ball to Seaman. He's got a gap. He's got a first down, I think.
Yep.
Depending on the spot. As he gets it out to about the 43.5-yard line, Deontay Wells came up to make the stop, but not in time to stop this drive, as the Bruins seem to be determined still to try to force the ball down the Panthers' throat.
Yeah, just enough to get that first down. And when Dre Seaman has any sort of running room, he's going to make something happen. And it's been that left side that's been playing better than the right side, even though they're struggling as a whole.
They give this time to Williams, and rather Derek Young cut down in the backfield. Well, that's been the deal, though. Neither team can establish a run, so everybody can defend the pass.
Yeah, and that's why they're blitzing so much and bringing all that pressure, is when they're fighting the run, and you don't need to blitz, but you can bring that pressure for the passing situations, and then you got nowhere to throw.
2nd and 11. Meyer on a wing. Play action. Davidson rolling right. Davidson in trouble. Davidson brought down. Big sack. I think it was Martin. He just had the same footwork as Davidson, and Davidson couldn't get away.
Yeah, and Martin's just been a game wrecker. He's going to have a huge year, had a big year as a junior last year. I think he's going to get recruited by a lot of big schools. But there, Davidson just seemed like he had a second to decide whether he was going to run or rear back and throw it, but Martin just met him right in his tracks.
Yeah, he's got to get rid of the ball, doesn't he?
Yep.
Myers in motion. Pump once, now pass to Myers, caught at the 40, 45, 50, sidesteps a tackler to the 45, to the 40, far sideline to the 30, and finally cut down at about the 25-yard line of the Panthers. Big pass play, big conversion as they move the ball downfield, flip the field, and the Rockbridge Bruins are in business. Marcel Milner finally made the tackle, but how about the nifty move by Cooper Myers at midfield?
And a 47-yard completion. Cooper Myers with another big catch, as he's been a tremendous receiving threat tonight. Great recognition by Davidson on the pump and go, and nobody covered Myers.
Davidson gives the ball to Seaman. Seaman has to fight to get back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and 10. Boy, I tell you what, Davidson has been able to convert on big plays in this game. I know it's 10-10, but he has converted on some big plays in this game.
Oh, and that was a 3rd and 23. I mean, you can't get a bigger opportunity than that to stop Rockbridge.
We have played 3. We're tied at 10. This is the Friday night game of the week, presented by the networks of Mid-Missouri and the Columbia Public Schools.
Are you looking for an exciting career? If so, then we're looking for you. Hitachi Energy is hiring full-time hourly team members at our Jeff City location with an average starting rate of $23 to $27 per hour. Full-time hires are eligible for benefits starting day 1. An exciting career is waiting for you, so don't wait. Apply online today at hitachienergy.com/career.
Columbia Public Schools are on a mission, a never-ending quest to be the best school district in the state, and they're well on the way. With the help and support of their generous marketing partners, CPS has contributed over $1.8 million to Missouri State High School Activities Association programs. So how has it paid off? Nearly 40% of the student body in secondary school participate in athletics and activities, and you can be part of the mission too. Visit these websites today for all the details on how you can help CPS and get involved today.
All the nonsense.
I'm right. You may be right, but you're not smart.
Meets no nonsense.
Fibber, fibber. You know that I'm not buying what you're saying to me, but I'm going to let you dig your hole.
Justice, Judge Judy style.
I always have the last word.
Judge Judy, weekdays at 4 on ABC 17 KMIZ.
The Big Bang Theory, weeknights at 6 on Fox 22.
You don't have to wear a uniform for service or sacrifice. Every day, ordinary Americans perform extraordinary acts of courage and selfless service. Please join us in recognizing citizen heroes who have made a difference in the lives of others through their acts of courage and selfless service in communities across America. Nominate a citizen hero today at themedalofhonor.com.
You're watching MyZoo TV, part of the networks of Mid-Missouri.
Here we go into the 4th quarter here at Rockbridge High School. Bruins 10, Panthers of Park Hill South 10. Rockbridge on the march, looking at a 2nd and 10 from the 25. Brady Davidson takes the snap, play action, sidewinds this one down to Cooper Myers, and Myers bulldogged out of bounds at about the 21-yard line. You see that delivery on that pass?
Yeah,
Patrick Mahomes action.
And Myers was open sooner as they used him as that wing to the right, kind of tight end spot, and he faked the block, was open in the flat, but great job to get him the football by Davidson.
3rd down, 6. Yeah, a lot of action, not a lot of yards in that play. Now we've got Matt Perkins had a parade there on the sideline. I'm not quite sure what's going on.
Just waiting to call a timeout. Guess he was just running the play clock down.
Shorten the game even more. So a timeout called by the Rockbridge Bruins. We're just 5 minutes into the fourth quarter. We'll be back with more of that fourth quarter in a moment.
On the go, stay in the know with the ABC 17 News app.
It's your first alert to breaking news, weather, and traffic impacts. Instant access to live video on the scene with updates in real time.
I'm gonna go ahead and step out of frame so you guys can see what we're seeing right now.
So no matter where you are, you'll always know the big stories happening right now.
Download the ABC 17 News app from the App Store or Google Play today. ABC 17 News. Get the app, get the alert.
3rd down, 6 for the Rockbridge Bruins. Big play here. Matt Perkins sensed it, called the timeout. His offensive coordinator this year is Alex Harrell. He's really excited about having Alex in the fold. He's been around the block and involved at different levels of this great game of football. Wide to the near side is Essner. The handoff goes to Myers. Myers inside the 20 down to about the 17-yard line where he was brought down. I believe it was Deontay Wells with a stop. It's going to be 4th down. So now do you go for it or do you kick a field goal? Just a tied game.
Your defense is playing. I would kick it, but now maybe they're forced to kick it with penalty.
Cooper Myers got the handoff. They continued to play. There was a hit, and
I think Park Hill South called a timeout.
Timeout before the snap.
Timeout. Park Hill. First timeout.
Bit of a chess match going on early in the 4th.
Now you're sitting here and you're Matt Perkins. Now you got to think a little bit.
Yeah, I'm kicking.
I am. I'm taking the 3. Yeah, like you said, the way the defense has performed, 3 might be enough to win this thing.
And you make it, and you're going to have your defense out there on the 20 because Scardina's going to boot another touchback. So I think it's just a field position game and scoring when you can and not taking any risks with both defenses playing like this.
I mean, you're looking at a 4th and a tough 3 yards here in the red zone, and you haven't been able to run it the way you'd like. So you're going to snap it into the gun 5 yards deeper. You have less field to work.
They're going to go for it.
And they haven't changed their mind. Cooper Myers out there on the field. Stephen Williams wide to the left. Devin Holt wide right. Seaman in the backfield. Myers in motion. Play action. Throw over the middle. Incomplete. Through the hands of Riley Rowing. Maybe just a little bit out in front. Just a tad, but it was right there. It was maybe too quick.
Yeah, Davidson threw a bit of a bullet there, and I think he tried to anticipate the defenders jumping on that, but if he just floats that ball, it's an easy touchdown for Rolling, and that right there is exactly why I would have kicked, because even though the play worked, I mean, it
worked, but you didn't get it executed.
Didn't convert, and when you don't execute it, it now leaves you tied, and you would have had the lead.
Well, but we are also anticipating that they drill the field goal. You know, a lot of parts in motion there too, where something could go wrong.
Especially with the low snaps we've seen. So
now Drew Polakovic brings out his offense. Wing right, twin receivers left. They put a man in motion, and they hand it off to Hohenschel, and Hohenschel at the line of scrimmage brought down. No gain. Boy, it's been a stalemate, hasn't it?
Yeah, Crew Norton just met him in his tracks right at the line of scrimmage. And another blitz package looked like there for the Bruins.
I said that was Hohenschel. I'm not sure it was. That might have been the last Estaro. The last Estaro had that carry. We have not seen Falubi get a handoff. Historil, wearing number 42, got those bright green shoes on, will line up to the right. 2nd and 10. Polakovic rolls right, fires, and it's caught in a flat for a gain of about 7.5, 8 yards. Making the catch was Flowers. Tyree Flowers, a sophomore.
Another designed rollout there. That's been where they've had the most success throwing the football. And I like the move to move the pocket as much as you can by having those designed rollouts.
Dunaway wide to the left. Taylor to the right in the slot. 3rd down. Long 3. Call it 4. Polakovic rolls to the right. He's going to keep it. Cuts up fields. Got 1st down yardage. And is pushed down at about the 30-yard line. That was a design run all the way.
Yep. Little play fake and the keeper. And that only touchdown drive they had, it was Polakovic that got the big 1st down running and then had a couple nice plays that he extended with his legs and threw it downfield for chunk plays. And I think if they're going to get the run game going, he's going to need to be a part of it.
Flowers splits off to the left. 2 receivers right. Polakovic gives it to the back. Ooh, that might be a face mask. There's the flag. Gain of about 4 yards up the middle with that rush was Historia. And this is going to be a costly face mask penalty, I think. On top of the run of about 5 yards. Estero just about had the helmet pulled off. The last is Starl. Ooh, that's a 20-yard play, Micah.
Yep, that's a killer. And a big shift of momentum. As Rockbridge was driving down and had a chance to take the lead, drop a touchdown pass on 4th down, and now give up a 1st. And then next play you turn around and have a face mask. Now you're at midfield for your defense.
From the 50, 1st and 10. Linsenby smothered after a 1-yard gain. He worked really hard to get the 1. With the tackle again, Grayson Kutchlow. 6'4", 220. Boy, he's played like a D1 player tonight.
Yeah, he's been everywhere. Seems like every run play he's either making the tackle or doing his part to let someone else make the tackle. Just fill in the gaps where he needs to.
2nd and 9. And again, Linsenby stopped at about the Rockbridge 46. Gain of 3. 3rd down. Crew Norden with the tackle.
And Kutchlow again was there initially to slow him down at the line of scrimmage. So now they got a 3rd and 6.
Flowers to the near side, along with Taylor. Twin receivers right. Rockbridge with a 4-man front. Polakovic fumbles, ball. No, they're going to call this forward pass.
Yeah, he just pump faked and accidentally let it go, but that's definitely an incompletion. It's a good call by the officials there.
Again, I think it was the defense that broke things up.
Yeah,
Put the pressure on.
Now it looks like they're going to try to go for it.
They're confident in their defense.
Yeah, why not?
7:57 to play, 4th and 6. From the Rockbridge 46.5. Polakovic rolling right, under heavy pursuit, turns the corner, cuts up field, and is forced out of bounds, just shy of the 1st down. Actually, I don't know if he got out of bounds.
No.
but they're calling it short of first down yardage, and Rockbridge's defense holds.
I think he did get out of bounds because he stretched
Yeah.
out, and I thought he had a chance at the first.
What I don't understand is they kept telling the clock to roll. That's what confused me. So the Rockbridge defense holds, and they get the football back. 1st and 10 from their own 42-yard line with 7:50 to play. Plenty of time. And on the field to run the offense is Sam Kaiser. So Kaiser back in the flow. It has been a straight platoon.
Yeah, and I think it's hurting Rockbridge more than it's helping.
Kaiser takes the snap, gives the ball to Williams. Williams spins maybe for one. But if you notice what we're seeing, if the quarterback puts points on the board, he stays on the field.
Yeah, and I think that's how you got to do it if you do run this platoon system. And as talented as these quarterbacks are, you don't blame them, but it's just tough to get a rhythm. And I think we've started to see that progress in the pass game.
Seaman wide right, Holt wide to the right. Williams in a slot to the right. Myers on a wing right. Back to throw Kaiser, left, and it's incomplete. Tight coverage on that far sideline.
Awful close to a PI there.
Mm-hmm. The intended receiver, I think, was rolling.
Milner was on him and
all over him. Boy,
I guess got his head around in time. Otherwise, it would have been a flag.
10 years ago, it would have been a flag easily.
Yeah. These refs haven't called much tonight.
They let them bang a little more than the old days. 3rd and 10. This is Williams up the middle, breaks a tackle. Williams still going, and he gets inside the 40 down to the 35-yard line. Big run by Stephen Williams, the 5'8", 180-pound senior. Deontay Wells made the stop. Marcel Milner also in on the play. Big conversion for the Bruins. 23-yard pickup, first down.
Haven't been able to run the ball all night, and you do it on 3rd and 9 in a huge moment to pick up the first down. Stephon Williams, big run.
Kaiser wants to run, comes right and cut down for a loss. And penetration again by the defense. Marcel Milner came crashing through with that stop. You know, though, that's a little bit the way the run game goes. You pound it and pound it and pound it, and then sooner or later something breaks for you. But you have to be patient to run that kind of offense.
Well, and I think they were definitely anticipating a pass on 3rd and 9, and that's a good time to run the ball when they're not expecting it.
2nd and 12. Kaiser wants to throw. Kaiser's pass is complete, but a loss on the play. Great coverage. Mason Wright had his man Williams covered. And Williams is limping around. Williams got tangled up, I believe, with Carter DeVore.
Yeah, he fought through DeVore there as DeVore is asking to be taken to the sideline. Thought it could have been a hold or a block in the back on DeVore there.
I saw that too. Donovan. J.R. Little now checks in. New center in the game. Snap back to Kaiser. He breaks a tackle. Kaiser now going deep. He's got a man wide open, and it's dropped. Dropped at the 3-yard line. The pass is a little underthrown and dropped at the 3-yard line. Garrett Essner. Check that. It was not Esser. It was Nagel. Zach Nagel.
Yeah, and Kaiser with another great job extending a play, and though he did underthrow him, he was under duress, and you got to make that catch.
4th and 17. Kaiser
punt.
will pooch punt.
Wow.
Almost blocked. And a neutral bounce. And it'll be downed at about the 25-yard line. It was Deontay Wells that was putting the pressure on.
I think he got a piece of that punt. And as Kaiser waited a little
Yeah, he kind of
awkwardly,
almost looked like he was thinking about maybe not punting it.
and the net yardage there was.
We'll take a break.
Less
Back
than
with
20
more in a
yards.
moment. We're tied at 10.
You don't have to wear a uniform for service or sacrifice. Every day, ordinary Americans perform extraordinary acts of courage and selfless service. Please join us in recognizing citizen heroes who have made a difference in the lives of others through their acts of courage and selfless service in communities across America. Nominate a citizen hero today at themedalofhonor.com.
I'm here to make things quick and easy.
All the nonsense.
I'm right.
You may be right, but you're not smart.
Please, Judge Judy, hear my case, please. I will be quiet.
No, I'm done with you.
Meets no nonsense.
I'm not here to argue. I'm here to rule. Fibber, fibber. You know that I'm not buying what you're saying to me, but I'm going to let you dig your hole.
Justice, Judge Judy style.
I always have the last word.
Judge Judy, weekdays at 4 on ABC 17 KMIZ.
If you see a teen or adult suddenly collapse, the first thing you do is...
Call 911.
And the second thing you do is...
Push hard and fast in the center of the chest at a rate of at least 100 beats per minute.
Who even knows what 100 beats per minute sounds like?
When you get down by the way I use my vocal performance, then no time to talk. Music's loud, women want to kick around since I was born.
We're tied at 10, 5:13 to play. Myers with 6 catches for 135 yards for the Rockbridge Bruins. He's been one of the stars in this game, but right now we're deadlocked at 10.
Yeah, really the only guy doing anything offensively.
Malakovich drops back to throw, fires in the flat, and it's caught by Chance Taylor, or check that, caught by Kyle Dunaway. Dunaway with his first catch of the night. And a gain on the play of 5 yards. Which player that we haven't heard from is going to step up and make the big play here tonight?
Yeah, that's the question. And which team is going to find a way to get any points on the board? Because we haven't seen it since the second quarter.
That might have been a 6-yard pickup. Second and a long 4. Polakovic takes the snap. There was motion in the line. Throw over the middle, incomplete. Intended receivers Chance Taylor. Polakovic lit up that throw.
Yeah, they missed the false start there, and then Polakovic missed the throw to Chance Taylor. Would have had a huge chunk.
Yeah, there was motion, movement on this end of the line. It'll be third down and about, 4.5. Polakovic has trips to the right, twin receivers left. His tight end, Marcus Parker, to the right. Polakovic with time, drops back, airs it out. It is incomplete.
Pass is incomplete. Brings up
And the intended receiver was Dunaway.
And he wasn't open. He was really double covered. It wasn't a bad throw by Polakovic.
Double covered, and he still almost made the play.
Yeah.
It'll be fourth down. And you're seeing more and more of these young men starting to slow down their gait. Limp just a little bit.
It's almost 11 o'clock, but it's still hot out there.
4:58 to play. Tied game at 10. And Love boots a booming punt. Snow underneath it. Fields it at the 28 to the 30-35. And open field tackle at the 36-yard line. Making that stop on a nice open field tackle was Kyle Brown. Brown came up and made the stop.
And Snow's had a couple good returns.
So which quarterback goes out for the Bruins?
Davidson.
The junior, Brady Davidson. And the amazing thing is both these quarterbacks, they're related. They're cousins.
Yeah, and cousins of Drew Lock, former Mizzou quarterback.
Out of the western side of the state of Missouri. 1st and 10. Empty backfield. Davidson looking to the sideline, audibilizing. Receiver wide left, twin receivers right, tight ends right and left. Davidson will keep it, trying to run up the middle, and he might have picked up 2. Ball came loose, but I think the play had been stopped.
Brady Davidson.
Carter Strom, the defensive back, came charging up there and was going to try to extend the play.
You can just tell this Bruins offensive line is exhausted. They got to find a way to protect here if they want to win this ball game.
DeVore is out of there. I think DeVore has been sidelined and now doing the snapping is Llewellyn. Here's a pass over the middle, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Deontay Wells. Wells returns it down to about the 37-yard line. So he stepped in front and picked it out of there. And all of a sudden, the Panthers are in a good position with 4:04 to play in this game.
And in such a tight game, a mistake like that is critical, and Brady Davidson picks the worst time to throw his first interception. Second total for Rockbridge as Kaiser threw one in the first half, both of which have been costly as they left points on the board to end the first half, and now this one sets their defense up inside the 40-yard line.
4:04 to play, tied at 10. And don't forget the young man, Mason Love, sitting on the sidelines. Popoluk takes the ball, hands it off to his back, and Tommy Linsenby, and Linsenby gouges out a couple yards. I don't think they're going to get too creative here. Jeremy Woods came up to make that stop. I think they're going to be content to keep it in the middle of the field and try to shorten the attempt for Mason Love. Maybe take time off the board.
I was going to say run some clock as well, because both these teams are just so tired at this point in the game and not there in the heat. And this still is not ideal field goal range, though I think Love could make it.
And it's Linsenby, weaves his way down to about the 33-yard line, maybe to 33.5. Picks up another 2 yards. Tackle made by Cutchlow. Norden checks back into the lineup. He was spelled momentarily there by Thomas McKenzie. 3rd and 6 is a big play right here. Now into the backfield is the last is Stora.
Lots of cushion there on the outside. Dunaway is.
Polakovic changing the cadence.
They're going to call a timeout.
Well, does that kind of inform you this might be an important play?
I would say so.
We've got a break. We're tied at 10. Rockbridge and Park Hills South. What a football game. 2:40 to play.
Columbia Public Schools are on a mission, a never-ending quest to be the best school district in the state, and they're well on the way. With the help and support of their generous marketing partners, CPS has contributed over $1.8 million to Missouri State High School Activities Association programs. So how has it paid off? Nearly 40% of the student body in secondary school participate in athletics and activities, and you can be part of the mission too. Visit these websites today for all the details on how you can help CPS and get involved today.
2:40 to play. It is 3rd down and 6 for the Panthers of Park Hill South. Drew Polakovic at the controls. He's got Astora to his right, twin receivers right. Dunaway to the left. Astora gets the call, met at the line, might have got a half a yard. It's 4th down, and a decision to be made for the first-year head coach, Justin Ponce.
And he's bringing the kicking unit out.
Mason Love and company. Earlier in this game, the Rockbridge Bruins kicker, Joey Scardina, booted a 57-yard field goal this end of the field. This will be a 50-yard attempt from the left hash to take the lead. Love out of the hold of Aldridge, drives it long enough, high enough, it's good! He drove it through from 50 yards away as Love drilled it. And the Panthers of Park Hill South have taken a 13-10 lead on a 50-yard field goal off the left hash mark. What a football game.
What a game. And
what a game.
What a kicking show we're seeing. Never let anyone convince you that kickers don't matter, because in this game, they have mattered for both of these teams. When's the last time you've seen two 50-plus yard field goals, Tex?
It wasn't a high school game.
In a high school game.
I was going to say. No doubt.
The future South Carolina Gamecock.
Sophie
Mason
Cunningham
Love.
was known for kicking some long field goals on this field.
That's right.
But nothing like this.
Not that long. And Mason Love proving why he's a top 2 punter in his class. Punter and kicker.
Now,
one of the best special teamers in the country.
Here we go. 1:55 left to go in the game. And of course, Love expected to kick this kickoff out of the back of the end zone. Rockbridge looking at an 80-yard drive. 50-yard field goal, capping a 5-yard drive, 4 plays, 2 minutes, 9 seconds off the clock, 13-10. Park Hill South with a 3-point lead. And now Love with a high end-over-end kick. That's a little bit short, but no one there as it rolls into the end zone.
And I think he was intentionally trying to keep it in after booming so many touchbacks. That's a live ball.
It was a live ball. And here we go. The Rockbridge Bruins will send whom onto the field? I would say it's Sam. Well.
Oh, no, he's coming off now.
It is Kaiser. Sam Kaiser will try to guide it. The Bruins down the field in 1:55, fully capable. As Kaiser sends hole wide to the right, slot right. Rockbridge hasn't scored since the first quarter. And here come the Panthers jumping offside, and that was just a costly mistake as Xavier Freckleton got off balance and getting set up and jumped into the neutral zone.
Yeah, we've seen that a couple times tonight.
And that's probably fatigue.
Yeah. And you're here late in the game with the game in the balance and get a little too antsy up front, and it's costly.
Still 1:55 to play, and they've gained 5 yards. Myers on a wing to the right. Back to throw. Kaiser completes it to Holt. And Holt at the 31-yard line, tied up and brought down. Devin Holt last year had 19 catches at Hickman for 334 yards, 2 touchdowns. He was one of their guys to go to. Now here at Rockbridge.
He had the big catch and run earlier that was brought back a little bit. So that was a big moment in the game.
That catch was good for a first down. Kaiser fumbles the football, picks it up, scrambling. Now unloaded, completes the pass to Rolling down the sideline. Rolling to the 50, to the 40, and finally brought down at about the 38-yard line. Sam Kaiser dropped the snap, picked it up, eluded a tackler, 31-yard gain. And how about the run after the catch by Riley Rolling?
Rolling had that long touchdown earlier in similar fashion off of a broken down play, and the entire defense seemed like they thought that ball was on the ground dead.
1:15 to play. Kaiser back to throw. Has some time. Now he gets away from another would-be tackler. Fires this one. It goes incomplete.
I mean, the escapability of Sam Kaiser is keeping the Bruins in this game.
Richmond Wilson had him locked up, and he was still able to get rid of the ball.
Look at Kaiser looking to the sideline, hands on his knees. Just so
Second
tired.
down and 10. He got rid of that football, didn't take the sack. The clock stops. Everything working out for Rockbridge because of the ability of Kaiser to get it out of there.
And with Scardina, you're not far off from tying this game, but you're obviously looking to win it with a touchdown.
Myers in motion, right to left. And now Kaiser fails to handle the snap and it's got to cover it up. It's loose, and it's recovered by Park Hill South. As Park Hill South recovers a fumble, Kaiser really kind of looked like he was looking at the field instead of the center.
I didn't think it was a bad snap at all. I think he
sailed right by him.
I think he just was maybe had his head up looking at the defense instead of trying to catch the ball. And
1:01 left to play. Rockbridge timeout situation. They have 2, I believe, remaining. And they're going to need them.
Yeah, they're not going to have much time if they do get a stop.
I don't know if they can get the ball back here with 1:01 to play.
Well, if you get 2 stops.
3 turnovers now in the ball game.
Timeouts, yeah, and those have been costly as it cost Rockbridge 3 points before half and then resulted in 3 their last turnover on the Davidson interception. And then here, as they're driving and could at least tie the game,
First down, 10 yards
they
to
have
go
a
from the Bruins, 42.
bad exchange.
And the handoff inside. And, boy, the longer this play goes, the worse it looks for the Rockbridge Bruins. And now they finally blow the whistle as the momentum will stop. I'd like to thank everybody that helped make tonight's telecast possible, including our producer engineer, John Hook. Also, our director, Cooper Bryant, chief engineer, Eric Jones, and the GM at ABC 17, KZLU, Curtis Barnes. Also, thanks to David Egan, the district athletic director. Thanks to Sheila Kosler, director of marketing, and Joe Whitman of the Career Center. Thanks to all of those people, and thanks to Mike McGinty, the athletic director here at Rockbridge. Also, thanks to our help up here in the booth, including Rob Parker, our spotter, and our statistician, Greg Wren, along with some camera operators in Zoe Kratzer and Lily Fay. Takes an army to get this done, and they worked in the heat of the day under Sergeant Hook to get it all done. Well, Big John takes care of it all.
5 yards to go.
Second down and 5, 50 seconds to play. As they will now take a knee. Penalty marker goes down. I'm not quite sure if this wasn't on an alignment or what, but.
And that'll stop the clock.
Yeah, it will. Well, yeah.
And it'll keep the down, but.
Illegal formation for Park Hill. Michael, we expect the defensive battle we saw when. After the first quarter, I was kind of wondering if we were going to see what we were expecting, and wow, it turned into one.
Yeah, I didn't think it would be this big of a defensive battle. Other than the 2 big plays for Rockbridge early, nothing doing.
You know, much like last year's game over North Kansas City, where the Bruins turnovers, a couple of mistakes. Tonight, kind of the same thing when you break it all down, 3 turnovers. It'll be third down here with 47 seconds to play, so hold everything, right?
And they're going to be able to get the ball back.
I think so. Because they still have a timeout left as Popovic takes the snap and drops to a knee. Smith Cotton will be here next Friday night. We'll have that one for you. Rockbridge and Smith Cotton. Smith Cotton still looking for their first ever win in the CMAC as the Bruins spend their last time out.
And that penalty.
That changes it a little bit here, yes.
At least a chance. As now, with it being 4th down, you can't run clock and run a play. You're going to have to punt it, which we know
well, you punt it or do you kick another field goal?
I don't think you risk a field goal from, 58?
It'd be 57 yards or 58.
And if you miss that, you forfeit that
field
basically
position.
Give it away at midfield, and that penalty was big.
46 seconds. Yeah, it's a timeout.
Yeah.
It's another timeout.
And now, you know, you have a bad snap or a blocked punt, and who knows what happens. And there's still quite a bit of time, even though Rockbridge doesn't have any timeouts. I was kind of surprised.
No, but once you got the football, then you can control the clock a different way.
And I was kind of surprised to see them take a knee.
Yeah, you'd think at least you'd extend the play with a bit of a run or something to burn some clock.
Yeah, they only have 25 seconds in between plays, so they didn't have enough time to just run the clock out. And then you add on that penalty, and Rockbridge will get this ball back.
Bruins anticipating the punt. Snow goes deep. Love out to do the punting. He tried to pull one in that red zone somewhere. Low snap, boots this one high. Pretty good punt. Snow will field it at the 4 to the 5. Snow trying to get out of there. And Snow caught at the 4-yard line. Another another open field tackle made by Kyle Brown. Boy, what a special teams player he's been tonight for Park Hill South.
There was a flag there. They called some type of illegal procedure. So Rockbridge, I would think, would just keep the ball and not make him kick again because of the time situation.
35 seconds on the board.
But actually, it looks like they're going to make him re-kick. You only have 35 seconds.
Yeah, Rockbridge may not have a choice here.
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah, a dead ball foul.
No, I guess.
5 players in the backfield was the call.
You'd have to put time back on, wouldn't you, if it was dead ball?
I've never seen that.
The clock is correct.
Yeah, it wasn't a dead ball foul,
No.
so they could have added 5 yards to wherever they ended up at about the 4.
So Snow goes deep again. He's going to get an opportunity here if Love does what he wants to do, and that is drop that inside that 10-yard line. Now there's 4 men in the backfield. Here's the snap, short end over end punt. Snow comes up, makes the catch, sidesteps a tackler to the 20, 25, to the 30, far sideline, trying to get outside to the 40, 45, and brought down at midfield. And here we go with 22 seconds to play in the game.
Colin Snow.
How about the return by Snow?
May have just saved the game for the Rockbridge Bruins.
What a return of 40-plus yards. And the Rockbridge Bruins are still in business with 22 seconds left.
Had a man in his face as soon as he caught the punt and then just took it outside the left hash. What a return, and now the offense has it at midfield, only needing really about a first down and you're in field goal range. Gotta beware of the clock as you only get a couple of plays here with 22 seconds left.
Davidson now out to quarterback. Brady Davidson, empty backfield, drops back. Here comes pressure, steps up, had the ball, stripped away, it's loose, and Park Hill South will win the football game with 16 seconds to play. Davidson stepped up in the pocket, and then it collapsed. They stripped the ball, and Park Hill South Panthers are going to win this football game, and they've done it with defense.
And fitting that they win with their defense because they dominated pretty much all night outside of the first drive that Rockbridge had with the long touchdown off of a couple broken plays, really, is all they gave up, and the strip sack to win it. You can't take a sack in that situation there, but really they just left them no choice because of the Bruin offensive line once again struggling.
We have a timeout for an injury, and it looks like it's cramps that have set in, and I can't believe we haven't seen cramps earlier than this spot in the game. But Deontay Wells had cramped up, and they got him up and on his feet, and he won't have to go out there again because he's a defensive player. And the ball belongs to the Panthers. They're going to snap it one time, and they will. It is going to be a Park Hill South victory. What a football game.
Great game, and you can't help but think if you're Matt Perkins, the points you left on the board, not only with turnovers, but with the aggressiveness of going for it in a key moment in the first half that really ended up being the difference in this game, gifting away 3 points.
What a game on our KZOU Game of the Week presented by the Networks of Mid-Missouri. And that will be it as the Rockbridge Bruins and Park Hill South Panthers put together a tremendous show. And the Rockbridge Bruins fall to the Panthers by a score of 13-10. And Micah, it was a lot of fun.
Yes, it was,
Tex. Great game.
Great to
Very
start off this
entertaining.
new season.
Makes you really look forward to next Friday, doesn't
Absolutely.
it? And it'll be Smith Cotton here at Rockbridge Field taking on the Rockbridge Bruins. For the entire gang, I'm Tex Little. Good night from Rockbridge.
Trash barrels on your way out. Thank you. Please be patient as you exit the stadium.
Thanks for watching ABC 17 SportsZone Football Friday High School Game of the Week, presented by Harper, Evans, Wade, and Nedemeyer, and made possible through a partnership between the Networks of Mid-Missouri, CPS Athletics, the Columbia Area Career Center, and these fine